Today we're in South Richmond Hill, Queens, and we'll be exploring Little Guyana, an area hardly known to most New Yorkers. We'll be eating, drinking, and shopping at an intersection of culture, from West Indian to Caribbean and more. Let's put this neighborhood on the map. Today's guest was a TV host in her native Guyana, and today she's a proud New Yorker.
A lot of people often confuse Guyana with Ghana. Like when I tell them I'm from Guyana, they're like, Ghana, right? I'm like, no, Guyana. And then I have to tell them that this country is actually neighbor to Brazil, Venezuela, Suriname, and a very fun fact, Guyana is actually the only English-speaking country in South America. So a lot of people often ask me, how's your English so good? Well, then I have to remind them of that fact.
Tanya, I think something that's very interesting is that the Guyanese are the 5th largest foreign-born population in New York City at 140,000.
That's correct, John. And Guyanese are actually the 2nd largest foreign-born group here in Queens, right after the Chinese.
Which is something that I think many people would be extremely surprised about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. So I'm really happy that we're doing this right now, so people have a great idea of Little Guyana and just how much this country and neighborhood has to offer. Anytime I want Guyanese Chinese food, this is the place that I come to. I either come here to eat or I order. That's because it's just so flavorful, because we're so used to a lot of flavor. So the Chinese in our country actually tailor the food to suit us, and it's super packed with flavor. John, I'm so excited to have you try this today. We're gonna have the chicken lo mein. Hope you enjoy.
I'm sure I will. I've actually had Chinese Spanish infusion before in the Upper West Side. It was a Cuban Chinese fusion, which was really good. So I'm excited to try the Chinese Guyanese fusion. It's really interesting.
Oh,
thank you so much.
My God. So excited. Let's go.
First bite ever of Guyanese chicken lo mein. We're both salivating right now. Let me try this. I mean, I have to say this tastes nothing like the American-style Chinese food that you would expect for chicken lo mein. So much flavor from the chicken. Even the lo mein is completely different than what I'm used to. Just the sauce on top. I love discovering different cultures in New York City. You guys have no idea. I've never been to Little Guyana before, but we are off to one heck of a start with this amazing chicken lo mein, some of the best rum in the world. Wow. We could just end the video right now and I would sleep well tonight. We've got a lot more to go, trust me.
Exactly how much flavor I was expecting. So rich, so delicious, so different than regular American Chinese. This is actually the El Dorado 15-year-old rum. It has won the gold medal for consecutive years, so it's kind of known as the best rum in the world. Taste it, should I taste it?
Yeah, go ahead. Best rum in the world. A little strong for you though, huh? Ooh, I love rum, for the record. I love rum. I could just drink this straight.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some Coke in there.
I don't think it personally needs a chaser.
Now that's better. Rum and Coke, guys. You have to try it.
It looks hot.
You can take a smell. It smells so good though.
What's it called?
It's pepper sauce.
It smells good, but how does it taste?
It's really spicy.
I dared myself to try a little bit of the pepper sauce, and everyone's warning me, including the waiter, to be careful. I'm gonna put a little tiny bit on my plate. I don't know if that was too much. I think this is enough. Let me try it. See, when it gets to your throat, ooh.
How are you?
It's hot. I mean, no denying that I need a drink every time it just gets hotter and hotter as it goes down.
Here we go. I'm sorry, but that's like really normal to me.
So you're saying that I have no tolerance at all for heat. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to say.
I'm so sorry, but it was really not hot.
You're laughing at me, wow. I've got a lot of work to do. What is your favorite thing about being from Guyana?
Our motto is actually one people, one nation, one destiny. So I'm really, really proud that a country with so many different cultures could live in such peace, love, and unity. So definitely that's what I'm most proud of.
Something we're definitely trying to work towards in this country as well. You're teaching us some Guyanese Creole. What else you got?
Yeah, so we're going on the corner, meaning we're going in the corner, and I could be like, yo, what's up, bye?
What's up, bye?
That's what's up, boy.
I'm pretty good,
Or you can tell me, what's up, gal?
What's up, gal?
Gal.
All right, gal.
Yeah, that's a girl.
How do you say I love New York in Guyanese Creole?
I like New York. Yeah, so you know you're on Liberty Avenue when you hear that. So if you want to find Liberty Avenue, just listen for that, and yeah, you know where you are.
Oh, I hear it.
So now we're in a little market where you can find a lot of great Guyanese groceries, you know, like fresh fruits, fish, and snacks. So as soon as you walk in, we've got salsa. You call this salsa or chicken foot?
Chicken foot?
Yeah, because it resembles the feet of chicken.
Okay.
So they call it chicken foot. So this is basically made with like seasonings and peas. It's very delicious. Pineapple soda, yeah. This is really, really good.
Yeah?
So yeah, you should try it. This one's nice.
All right, guys, pineapple soda. We're gonna buy this.
The hot pepper sauce that we actually tried at the Hibiscus restaurant. A very staple product that we use in Guyana. It's called the casa reap. Okay, so this is basically a cooking utensil. We actually put this in a pot and we go like this. that's how you use it.
That looks like a lot more work.
I mean, but we're used to it, and the old-fashioned way is always the best way.
Tomboy, Guyana, West Indian, pineapple soda. It reminds me of the Jamaican soda I've had, like almost the same thing. Super, super sweet. And Tanya insisted I get some salsa. Kind of hard to describe. Like salty. And you told me there was a kind of a pea flavor. Even a little spicy at the end too.
It's like lentils.
Like lentils? Actually a lot spicier than I thought.
I'm sorry, here you go.
This reminds me of Jackson Heights, Queens, but instead of Latino, it's got a Caribbean flair. Everything is loud and bright here.
We actually have a large population from Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname as well, and a few from like Jamaica, Barbados, and other parts of the Caribbean.
So a really eclectic mix.
Yeah, definitely, but the culture is so rich and ties in very well with ours. This is called a sari. It's actually a long piece of cloth, and you wrap it to look like this. This is like for the males, this is called a kurta.
There's a line at 3 o'clock on a Thursday. That's how you know a place is good. Where'd you go?
I'm right here. Roti with potato curry. What we got was a roti with aloo or potato curry.
Roti. It's really nice, and what I like is it's also vegetarian. I know a lot of you out there say that I eat too much meat on the channel. I specifically ordered this thinking of you guys, that, you know, not everything we do has to always have meat with it. But, you know, just really soft on the outside, chunky pieces of potato, a little spicy, just the way you would expect it. Coconut water, which is frozen. Oh, this is good. Ooh.
Refreshing, right?
Refreshing, really cold too. Like, I know we were actually looking for somebody who was cutting fresh coconuts outside. We didn't find him here, but you know, this is the next best thing. I mean, straight out of Guyana.
They're really good. I love the spices in the curry. It's like really fresh. You can tell that they just grinded the spices or something. Really good. Yeah. This is good.
So good, it makes you laugh. I don't even know where she's running.
There's so much to eat here, so we're just gonna pick on something that's really simple but yet so delicious, the chicken patty. Wash it down with some peanut punch.
Peanut punch. I can't wait to see what this is.
It's gonna punch you. Trust me.
It's gonna punch me. Okay.
Yeah.
They look amazing. I mean, I could just see Tanya's eyes as we open this up. She was like, "Oh my!" Then she got 12 of them. So I'm only having one. All right, let's take a big bite. So soft, so crumbly as you bite into it, and then the minced up chicken. Packs a punch, good flavor, a lot of veggies mixed in here as well. Now I see why she got so many, because I don't know if you could eat just one of these.
That's what I told you.
You probably need to eat at least 3 of them at once, but oh my god. Jamaican patties, you gotta run for your money here. I don't know what I like more. It's tough. So good though. I love finding new things in my own city I never even heard of before.
Love it. It's the best snack ever. The reason why I got so much is I would just like buy these and then put it in a toaster oven. It gets back as crispy as it just came out of the oven. So no microwaving, just toaster oven.
So I told Tanya not to tell me what was in peanut punch. She only said that it was very Guyanese. I love peanut butter. I love chocolate milk. I have no expectation here. This is like peanut butter on steroids. It is the most peanutty drink I've ever had before. It's like I'm expecting to find little cut up pieces of peanut somewhere in here. It is super, super sweet and strangely addicting too. Like, I like really sweet stuff. If you're not into super sweet, milky drinks, you probably won't like this. Me, on the other hand, I love it. Is this popular with kids? I can see kids liking this a lot, right?
Yeah, I actually used to have this at almost every lunch break or recess I had. It's something that you would buy from the little lady at the stand outside. She would probably make it fresh in the morning and bring it to school.
Guys, check out my other neighborhood playlist, link down below. Tanya, thank you so much for being an amazing host here in Little Guyana. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Until next time.
Yes, a goodbye.
Yes, a goodbye.
You know what that means?
No, I don't know what you mean.
You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy. 20 minutes from Midtown is the most diverse neighborhood on the planet. Jackson Heights, Queens, an international foodie mecca that's still off the radar. Today we're going to be concentrating on Bengali food with a local. This is a tour you don't want to miss. I don't need fancy food.
Right.
I want authentic, and if you want authentic food, this is where you go.
If you want to come out from your comfort zone and want to try something new and try something cultural, authentic, then you should definitely check out this place.
Smells just hit me the second you walk in. I love that. Like, oh, so many spices.
So many spices, yeah. Especially my favorite section is right up here with lots of biryanis right here, different flavors.
You've got the grocery store next door, and then you have the restaurant separated here. And judging by the looks of it, I think I'm the only person here who's not from Bangladesh.
Yes, right. It's mostly, as I say, it's mostly Bangladeshi and Indian people are love to eat here.
Do you know how big the Bengali population is in New York City?
Yeah, I guess in New York City, it around 75,000 of Bengali people. So basically they made it with some smashed potato, sliced onion,
Peas, carrots.
it's a vegetable shingara, that's why.
Let's try this. This is absolutely delicious.
I know most of the people, whenever they think about Bengali food or Indian food or South Asian food, they imagine that it would be super spicy, but it's not all the time.
We have utensils here, but you're telling me we don't need them.
Yes, basically in Bangladesh, people used to eat with their hand because this is like, you will feel more connected with the food. So you just need to grab some of this chicken and the rice, make a ball, like a snowball. You're
like
making
a snowball?
Yeah, like a snowball.
Yeah.
Perfect. You definitely need some practice, but I think you're doing good.
Look, after a month in Japan, I could use chopsticks like a pro, so I think I need a month in Bangladesh and some new experiences here for me in Jackson Heights. That's what it's all about in New York.
Yeah, that's all about
Like stepping
New
out of
York.
your comfort zone. It could be through a lot of things, but definitely through food. And people don't realize what you could find about 20, 25 minutes from Times Square.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite type of food in Jackson Heights? That's not Bengali.
Beef Bihari kebab. I used to come almost every other day. It's right over there. It's called Shahi Darbar. It's an Arabian food. I like that.
This food's fantastic. fantastic experience already. And we have so much of it. I don't even know how we're going to finish all this, to be honest with you.
It'll take a while to finish all of this.
So like almost every single business here is either Bengali or Indian.
Indian, yes, correct. So this is a pretty diverse road, you can say. For example, if you look across the street, this grocery shop called Apna Bazaar, it's one of the biggest Indian grocery shop in this neighborhood. There is Mannan, that's the biggest grocery shop for Bengali owners.
Amidst all of this, we still have $1.50 pizza here.
Oh, of course, this is New York.
It's still New York after all.
Yes, basically this is the Flatiron building of Jackson Heights. Look at this, Moonlight Grill and Bar.
But in Jackson Heights, it's an Indian restaurant. How fitting. Of all the street food I've ever eaten in New York City, this may be my favorite. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Oh, wow, it's so crazy.
This puts a smile on my face every single time. For people who don't know what fuchka is, how would you describe it?
So basically, fuchka is a kind of street food of Bangladesh that is very popular. Fine ingredient like mashed potato and other sort of spices. It's secret. Sometimes they don't share, but coriander powder. So they all mixed it up and put into this puffed bread, you call. They make this tamarind chutney, it's called.
Okay.
And this is how it's made.
And there's a little bit of shredded egg on top.
Oh yeah, they just spread some egg, so it's give you more kick of the flavor.
Okay, so you want to cheer? One bite, everybody
One
knows
bite,
the rules?
one bite, that's the rules.
All right, ready? Let's do it. I love the spices of the chutney. Oh,
It's so good.
I think if you read our expressions, you can see how much we enjoy that bite.
Right.
It's just like flavor, wham.
Just busting inside your mouth. Oh my gosh, it's so highly recommend this. Was crazy.
I'm obsessed with these.
Me too, man.
The amount of times I've almost gotten a ticket, parking on the side illegally, just so I can have a bite of this. It's crazy.
Definitely.
Here we go. There's not enough amount of parking tickets. That'll make that not worth it. And I got a lot of tickets. Actually, I need to change my parking in like 5 minutes.
There it is.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Much appreciated. Male 25 to 34. I think he won.
When we go to any relative's home or any special occasion, we usually go with some sort of dessert. Especially we prefer this sweet. So there are a bunch of option varieties you can choose from.
And this is the equivalent of bringing donuts or cookies to someone's house in Bangladesh.
Right.
You know what I always notice when you eat sweets from other cultures and other countries compared to American food? It's not as obnoxiously sweet. It's like very subtle.
Right.
It's very subtle and it doesn't overpower you that much.
Right.
How important do you think it is having bakeries like this, restaurants like this to your community?
It's very important because not only Bengali, as I mentioned, Indians, without this sweet, some sort of events are incomplete. In order to attend any events, like for example birthday or someone marriage, or you are going to a relative's house after a long time, this kind of sweets are very generous.
And this helps keep your traditions alive overseas.
Of course.
And there's so many different cultures within Queens and all of New York City that have, there's Russian bakeries, there's
Right.
Indian bakeries, there's Turkish bakeries. I think a lot of people don't realize how deep the cultures run here and
Right.
how hard people try to keep those traditions alive, even if they haven't been home in many years.
Right. It doesn't really give you the feels that you are away from home. So yeah, that's a good part of New York City.
Oh, so good. You don't have to feel that intimidated. You're visiting New York, you want to come to a bakery like this. Even if you don't know what the things are, you can always ask. The people
They're
are very friendly.
I think most of the New Yorkers are very friendly.
It's not the reputation that a lot of tourists have of
I
New
know.
Yorkers, but I think that's because they think of New York as just Midtown Manhattan and just that madness. And that's the thing with Jackson Heights. I've never gotten the vibe this is a touristy area. At most, I would say it's an area for people that are like foodies or adventurous. They want to try different cultures out, which I'm hoping if you watch this video, you fall into this category.
Right.
But I still think that your average tourist is never going to come here. And in a selfish way, I kind of like that because it maintains this charm, but I also feel like a lot of people are missing out.
From my point of view as a streamer, I see that Jackson Heights is more popular for the tourists for the airport because they had to take the shuttle bus from
To
here.
LaGuardia.
And if you want to explore other parts of New York that aren't really well known, they should watch your YouTube channel.
Oh yes, so basically I operate the New York City walking show. You can see the raw flavor of New York City, different neighborhood, different area, museum. So that's all about my channel.
Subscribe, put in a card up here, well worth it.
Basically in our tradition we end with a pun. It's some sort of sweet pun that will give you a freshness of your mouth. I think it would be very flavorful, so you should try it.
Let's do it.
In.
So instead of having like a mint, we do this.
Yeah, we do this. It's very sweet. But the rule is you have to put everything in your mouth at once.
You know, you go first. Show me how it's done.
Let me do it for you. So, I think so. Wow, it was all at once, but it's very hard for us. Okay, he said we can. Okay.
Man up. Let's try.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's like my mouth is being cleaned. It's like a car wash in my mouth. It's like 20 breath mints at once. Ooh. You got a big date, have some of that before the date. Your breath is gonna be perfect.
When most tourists think of chowing down in Brooklyn, they think pizza, they think Nathan's. But today, we're gonna show you a food that only locals know about, the hot roast beef sandwich, and we're gonna be visiting 3 spots that have been in business for over 50 years. I hope you brought your appetites. We're about to eat.
I'm born and raised in the city. You haven't experienced Brooklyn unless you've tried these roast beef sandwiches, these hot roast beef sandwiches.
John's Deli, established in 1968. We're ordering the world famous Johnny roast beef. Some other sandwiches are named after Sopranos characters, Entourage characters, my type of place.
Can we get a 9-inch hero of the Johnny roast beef with with the gravy on the side?
Smells like Thanksgiving dinner back here. Oh, that's so good. Something kind of special when you see the birth of the sandwich you're about to eat, like the whole process. That was exciting. Bring your nice clothes for this.
This place is always packed. One of the most popular spots amongst the locals. You have to try this spot.
I don't know if there's any way you can eat this and not make a complete mess out of yourself. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Everything is just the way it should be.
What makes this sandwich so great is the gravy. Like, you can't go to any deli and get a sandwich with this kind of gravy.
Gravy's fantastic. That roast beef is so juicy, and you take that first bite into it, the bread is so soft because it's like swimming in the gravy.
The juice comes from the meat. That's where it gets the flavor from.
Just taking a bite out of Brooklyn every time we try this here. You talk to a lot of New Yorkers, and the famous sandwiches that come to mind, obviously pastrami, corned beef, chopped cheese,
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, but how come the roast beef sandwich isn't on that list?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. It always flies under the radar.
I like stuff that flies under the radar. Imagine this place was in the East Village, how much more expensive it would be, how much crazier it would be. I mean, we're 1 mile from Coney Island. A lot of people would go to the beach and stop here on the way to pick up some sandwiches first. You think that's a good idea?
I can tell you that there's no sandwich that comes anywhere close to this sandwich, close to the beach. Yeah, you have your Nathan's, you have some pizza shops, but definitely nothing like this.
You could take the D train, hop off your 2 stops before Coney Island, grab some lunch, and continue on. That would be an amazing path.
And if you walk a few blocks that way, the L&B is over there too, and the N train is there too, which is 1 stop away from Coney Island.
L&B Spumoni Gardens, we covered it one time in my best Brooklyn pizza video. Good spot as well. There's a lot of like classics here in South Brooklyn that just do not get the attention that they deserve, I think.
Spots like these are extra special because over my 25 years in Brooklyn, a lot of these, I guess, family spots have closed, and the ones that have survived are truly special.
Look it off your thumb, come on, I know you want to. You're a monster, you're a gravy monster. Rollin' Roaster opened 1970, and from the exterior, it doesn't look like anything has changed since then. Wow. It's like the Brady Bunch.
If you come here on your birthday, you could spin the wheel and win as low as $5 up to $25.
Too bad it's not my birthday. Can we pretend? I don't know.
They check IDs.
They're gonna check IDs?
Yeah.
1 roast beef, well done. 2 roast beef and cheese, well done. This looks nice. This looks nice. All right, let's get one of these old school booths here. How do you feel when you come in here? What kind of memories does this bring back for you?
This place is so nostalgic, so many memories.
Real roast beef, bigger burgers, cooked the way you want. At Rollin' Roaster, they're not so fast food restaurant.
Coming here on my birthdays to spin the wheel. Coming here late nights, this place is probably the only place that's open at like 3 a.m. Seeing the shenanigans that happen here. If you were a cool high school kid where you wanted to hang out, probably the only place you were allowed to hang out at that time.
This is like the Boardwalk lemonade, like the super, super sweet, sugary version.
I don't like comparing places, but this does remind me of the one I get from Nathan's. They have a saying here, you can put cheese on anything you please.
And I decided to put some of the cheese whiz on it. I know you said it's not really your style. I mean, yeah, this is not the fresh mozzarella from John's Deli. This is the fast food version of it. I would say if you were drunk, this would be a pretty good choice to, I don't know, maybe try to prevent that hangover the next day. Definitely a different experience than John's. I'm surprised how much I like this bread. The cheese whiz, it's a really strong flavor. Kind of like overpowers the roast beef a little bit, but I am a fan of Philly cheesesteak like that. So for me, I like it, but I could see how it wouldn't be for everybody. How's yours?
Mine's great. I was also about to comment on the bread. The bread is actually really good. It is a little different from the hero bread, but it's still amazing. And yeah, without the cheese, you really do taste the beef. The gravy is amazing here too.
I actually read that apparently there was an Arby's across the street from here at one point in time, and it closed down. No shock.
Arby's cannot compete with this.
No. Brennan and Carr, established in 1938. This is the oldest spot on the video, and it kind of looks like you're eating inside of some cottage upstate. This feels like you could take a date here. This gives me that vibe. It's like we're going to a nice steakhouse.
So what I'm gonna do is gonna dip it a little, shake it out, put it back on the plate, take the roll. Gotta just dip the meat only, some gravy on the side. And I got the double dip. Just I'll dip the bottom of the roll a little, quick dip, double dip, dip the meat. Don't rinse it out, leave it on top. Take the roll, dip it, and then we pour just a little bit of gravy on it to make it a double dip. For the KFJ style, which is on, it comes on two plates, as you can see. We dip the roll again, put it on the plate, dip the meat, go right on. Now you can see a lot of gravy sitting on the plate. On top. Now we got a KFJ style. A little more gravy. Okay, this is the double dip.
Thank you.
Ding dangle.
Thank you.
I love everything about this place so far. I like the waiters are really friendly and they're so knowledgeable about the food and the way they're dressed. It's like we're having a nice steak dinner, but instead we're about to feast on hot roast beef sandwiches. This is dripping right now. This is something. I have like a pool of probably the most delicious broth on earth right now here. Just melts in your mouth, wow. The bread is so moist and soaked, and you take that bite and you get all of that freshness and the juiciness. This is a once in a generation kind of place. The menu here really doesn't change that often, and this is just a classic spot to come to if you're in South Brooklyn.
I have a lot of regular customers that come back for me. I pretty much know their orders. I don't even have to ask what they're gonna have. If they decide they're gonna change it up on me, I tell them I'm not gonna serve them anymore.
That's how extreme this is. It's a JFK.
Knife and KFJ.
KFJ. I said JFK. But it's KMJ. But it's KFJ. This is a knife and fork job. Can't pick this up. It's how moisty it is. Wanna try it? Here we go. It's like barely any bread in it. You said that melt in your mouth? Like this literally melts in your mouth. It's soft, it's wet. What's not to love?
I can't believe it took me 10 years living in New York City to finally try some of these hot roast beef sandwiches, but it was worth the wait. All right, tell me in the comments how you would have your roast beef here at Brennan and Carr. I'm curious, and thank you so much for watching a piece of New York City history here in Brooklyn. Hope you all enjoyed. Until next time.
If you ask any New Yorker what their go-to food is, it's probably something made quick and fresh at their local deli or bodega. Today, we'll be sharing 3 of New York's best: bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, chopped cheese, and more. You don't want to miss it. I got Greg, native New Yorker, with me, and tell everybody how important the bodega, the corner store, is to New York culture.
Corner store is a staple in the New York City community. Wherever you live, you have a go-to corner store. You can go there any time of day, usually late night too.
Behind me, Red Hook Food Court. This is the most famous deli on the internet right now. General Ock, the owner, has 3.5 million followers on TikTok, a global sensation for his crazy sandwiches. Well, you just gotta see.
They even got the old school window here. I don't even know if they use it. You rotate like this. That's the late night when the spas close. You want something, they gotta get it from the back for you, put the money in, spin it. That's old school.
Endless supply of Arizona here. I don't know if I've ever seen this much Arizona in one bodega before.
At one point in my life, I think Arizona was like half of my blood content.
I'm Rahim Muhammad, aka General Ock. The Ocky way, all different type of sandwiches, crave of honey buns, Pop-Tart, Jamaican patty, pancakes, French toast, waffles, we do it all. Seeing people from all around the world, that's a blessing.
All right, we're going for one of the signatures here. Bacon, egg, and cheese with honey bun. You gotta grab whatever honey buns you want first.
Yes, sir, man, help you today.
Yo, Ock, I wanna get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a honey bun.
You want ice. The Ocky way.
The Ocky way.
Sure. Then we crack egg. Now we gonna pour some cheese into the egg. After we pour the cheese, now we scramble it. After we scramble the egg and cheese, now we gonna hit it with the black pepper and salt. Now we pour it in the grill. Then we put the mozzarella sticks on the fryer. Once the bacon and egg is ready, now we're gonna put them together. Now we put it on top of the honey bun. Get ready to go to sleep, okay? Now we wrap them up. And the result is OMG. Can't forget your bath.
Never, never, never.
Never, never, never. Now we serve it to the customer. Here you go, my brother.
Thank you, Ock.
You're welcome. And you know we have to serve the other customer as well. Now we serve it to the customer. You enjoy, my brother.
Thank you, Ock.
You're welcome.
I think you could feed 3 people with the amount of bacon and eggs he put. You saw how much bacon he put on the grill?
A lot. It's like 2 portions into 1.
The bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. General Ock's done a crazy spin on it, but this is the most classic New York breakfast sandwich you could do.
Oh yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese, usually on a roll, but the honey bun is also a bodega staple, so you kind of combine that together. The mozzarella sticks is a whole nother thing, though. I'd never heard of that before. That's the Ocky way.
All right, man, let's dig in. Let's do it. You know what does it for me? It's the honey bun. It's so soft. When you take that first bite, you just get through every single layer, get all those sweet and savory flavors at once.
I love that sweet and savory combination. This one with the icing on it too adds even more sweetness, man.
This is the New York bodega, like elevating the game to levels we've never seen before. This is crazy.
Yeah, like I never even could have dreamed of having something like this growing up. Like bodegas usually was just back in the day, like bacon, egg, and cheese, just simple stuff. Now, some next level.
This might be the best breakfast sandwich I've ever had in my entire life. I don't know. Like, this is just memorable. Typically a bacon, egg, and cheese, just a bacon, egg, and cheese. It's good, and you're done. I'm gonna remember this one for a while.
I'm almost done with this.
Look at this guy. He's speechless.
I'm loving it.
Now we have a special surprise for Ben, the cameraman.
And the result is OMG. Aki best special, the Aki way.
Immediately I see that I have Fruit Loop pancake as a bun. Here we go. I'm so excited. The chopped steak, bacon, tomato, lettuce, cheese, and pancake. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like breakfast and lunch on a roll. There's really no glamorous way of eating this, and that's okay because it's so good that it doesn't matter if it looks like you're making out with it. It just shows how much you love it.
We got Sunny and Annie's Korean-owned deli, a staple in Alphabet City, known for some outrageous sandwiches. All right. And I thought General Ock had a lot of choices. Look at this menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, one Jackie Chan, and can we do one of the pho ones on a roll? Red Hook Food Court was the Total Bodega. This is a deli.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got some very fancy looking cheeses and cold cuts and Greek yogurt and kombucha. Not a bodega.
But still good. We don't care. We're here for the food. This is fancy. $10.99. I see sriracha, avocado, roast beef. What else could we have going on?
There's basil, cilantro. There's a bee in front of me.
A bee?
Yeah, cilantro, there's bean sprouts. So a lot of the ingredients of a pho, but in sandwich form. I love that creativity. And I love pho and I love the flavors in it. So I'm very excited.
So good, a bee will sting you for it.
Yeah, I don't want that. Wow. That is phenomenal. I get that hit of basil right away. I love the creativity in this. I love how in a bowl of pho you have the beef, they have the roast beef in here. It's incredible. Doesn't feel so heavy. You don't find avocado in pho, but I like it in here to add some creaminess to the roll. I will get this many times. I think this is a real gem.
I mean, everything he just said, but I needed not one, not two. I needed 3 bites at once to get all those flavors together. I don't know if you're gonna find this in too many other spots in the city. A lot of times you get deli roast beef, it just doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of bland, but this is different. This is better.
Wow.
We were saying before we even came here, I said, yeah, I'll probably take 2 or 3 bites. We're so full from General Ock's spot, but no, I think I'm gonna finish this somehow.
Absolutely. I'm literally eating every little piece of cilantro and bean sprout left over. That's how good it is. I only regret eating it too fast. Wow.
Yeah, dude, you better slow down. You're gonna get a stomach ache. He scarfed it down in like 3 minutes.
It has beef bulgogi in it, and I thought that's probably the most Korean thing they have. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. I think they call this a Jackie Chan because it's got a kick to it. This is also the fastest sandwich they made, so I guess you can say that they were in a rush hour.
What do you think of that joke?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
One of the things I love best about working with Greg is he's a born and raised New Yorker, knows the city food scene and respects it as much as anyone. His food tour of Queens, I recommend it to all my viewers. They've had a fantastic time. Check out the link down below in the description. Take a tour with this man. You will not regret it. We got Harlem Taster, formerly known as Blue Sky Deli, formerly known as Haji's, which just happened to invent the chopped cheese sandwich back in the 90s. And Greg, how big is a chopped cheese sandwich to local New Yorkers?
See, I didn't really grow up in Queens. I heard it's more of an uptown thing, but I say in the last 5-10 years when I really started hearing about it, now it's everywhere. Now it's probably New York's most popular sandwich, I would say, along with the bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh man, Tropical Fantasy brings back a lot of memories. Memories of 50 cents. I get this bag of chips, honey bun, $1.
We get 3 chopped cheese on Hero?
Chopped cheese and
Yeah.
With everything, right? Lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise, ketchup.
Gives everything, yeah.
Famous original.
We want the
chopped
famous original.
cheese. All right, boss.
Yeah, all the people come here to check the chopped cheese every day. We sell a lot of chopped cheese now.
Thank you, man. Much appreciated. It's not every day that we get to eat a sandwich that's this popular in the city where it was invented. Today's been a special day. It's been quite the food adventure.
Let's do it.
Let's try a classic.
There's something about the way it all goes together is what I really like about it.
Yeah.
And the crispy bread. I think the pressing of the bread makes it extra special.
I do agree. I think it's all about the hand-pressed bread. I mean, hamburger meat's hamburger meat. Chopped up a little bit more finely, though. And just perfected up here.
I think it's probably taking it to another level. You eat this late night, have some drinks.
Oh, this is like the perfect hangover food. People compare this to cheesesteak before, and while, yeah, there's some similarities there, I think these are 2 completely distinctive things.
Definitely its own animal.
Now, they were out of rolls. Originally, we wanted a roll, gave us a Hero. I'm not complaining, though. No way.
I would take this over a hamburger bun any day, really.
This just goes to show you the variety of sandwich styles you can get in New York, and it's been around for over 20 years. We're gonna call this the classic, and then the other ones we had today were, I don't know, I'd say almost inventions or spin-offs of classic sandwiches. So you could argue this was the most normal sandwich we've had today.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. And it's like, the city is always evolving, always new food coming in and just twists on it. That's the beauty of New York City, phenomenal food here. Food culture here is almost unmatched anywhere in the world.
Queens is one of the top places in the world to try diverse food. Today, we're gonna be sharing the best cheap eats in Astoria, from Mexico to Greece, Italy, and more. Get ready. For today's co-host, I wanted somebody that was born and raised right here in Astoria, and do I have the perfect person for the job?
Hey, I don't think Astoria gets enough credit for its cheap food scene compared to places like Chinatown, Flushing, Jackson Heights, but today I'm going to show you some awesome places.
There's nothing like the smell of a fresh bagel place. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, everything bagel cream cheese. No need to toast it. All right, let's go. I just have to say, that is the largest mini bagel I have ever seen before. This is the regular, that's the mini. This is crazy. Okay, ready? One thing that is never lacking in a New York bagel is cream cheese. You always get so much cream cheese. This bagel is just pillowy soft when you bite into it. It's so doughy. I am really picky on bagels, and I'm very impressed with this.
I tried a new flavor today, the Jamaican jerk cream cheese, and this thing is so packed with flavor. It really tastes like a Jamaican barbecue meat. It's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Tell us in the comments, would you try Jamaican jerk cream cheese?
I love cream cheese so much.
There's no shortage of it on there either.
I love the bread because it's really soft in the middle, but it's crunchy outside. So you have both crunchy and soft.
You've just walked by a garden of bagels growing. Is there a bagel seed somewhere that we didn't know about?
That means that spring is coming. You can see the bagels growing.
This is the most unassuming pizza place ever. You could put this anywhere in the US, seriously. Got a Pac-Man here, cheap eats, and a 25-cent arcade machine.
That's me and my father, year 2000. This is outside around mid-80s again.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's big. And I feel like you can't do a cheap eats video in New York without including a pizza place. So Samaria Pizza, if Ken says it's good, I'm gonna try this. Here we go. A lot of cheese, not a ton of tomato sauce, good crunch, just solid slice for $2.50. If I lived in Astoria, this would be my neighborhood spot for sure. And it's really big too. I think in New York, if it's not dollar pizza, it better be a big slice, and you get plenty of value here.
So those dollar pizza places, they can't really compare to this. I mean,
No.
you get quality here. Look at all the cheese on it. Just go for it, man. You bite into it, that crunch, that cheese. Oh man, it is great. Absolutely awesome. So there's a Mexican grocery store, but we gotta go to the back for this.
So normally you can sit in the back here, but due to COVID, that is not available. I've had some amazing meals in the back of grocery stores in Queens like this.
3 tacos, 1 carnitas, 2 carne asada.
It's my favorite bread right there, concha. I have them over here. Buñuelos.
Sweet, crispy wheels. Listo, vamos! I always say the best tacos in New York are in Queens. This is really nice, my carnitas, plenty of meat, cilantro, onion. I'm not even putting any salsa, we're just gonna take one big bite. Not bad at all. These are the kind of tacos you normally eat on weekends for breakfast, right? In Mexico?
Yeah, for brunch.
These are like the Mexican brunch tacos you'd eat in Mexico in the morning, on the weekend, and that's completely the vibe I get just taking a bite of it. Queens continues to live up to the hype when it comes to Mexican food. Definitely one of the easiest boroughs to find good Mexican. Granted, I don't normally think of Astoria. I typically think of like Jackson Heights or Elmhurst, but it's good to know you can get this in Astoria.
I don't think these are the best tacos in Queens, but for Astoria, It's great for the neighborhood, and for $2.50, can't go wrong with these. Astoria is home to a lot of Greek people, and this is the best Greek supermarket in Queens. We'll get cabbage.
Cabbage?
Yep.
Very nice.
What's your dream job?
Taking care of dogs. I can do it for free.
We have moussaka, which is like Greek lasagna. Now, Astoria has the largest Greek community in New York City. 10% of the population here is of Greek descent. We covered King Souvlaki in another video about Astoria, putting a card to it. I know a lot of you would say, why didn't you go there? We wanted to go to the Greek supermarket. Look at this food. Lamb, cream, potato, looks like a little lasagna crust. I've honestly never tried this before. Let's do it. Where to begin? I don't know if it's like the creaminess when you take a bite. The lamb is just so flavorful. For $14, you could easily split this in 2 or 3, but personally, if you're really hungry, I think this would be great for even one person.
This is so good. Seriously. And it's so big. Sorry guys, I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah, wait, whoa. We still have other people who need to eat it.
Moussaka, Greek eggplant, bechamel cream, lamb. Oh my gosh, look at all this goodness. I got all the layers there. Let's try this thing. One big bite. Everyone knows the rules.
All right, Barstool Sports.
Awesome, man. You got the lamb in there, it's very filling and flavorful. You got the potato, it's very warming. Oh my gosh.
I like how your eyes are still closed. You were actually envisioning the feelings that you were describing.
I know.
It.
I was like,
You're having
wow.
some kind of a sensory
It's
overload.
like so much flavors in this eggplant. It's unbelievable. So this place is called the Sandwich King of Astoria. The whole place smells like peppers. It's crazy.
What the heck is the bomb?
Everything loaded.
Fully loaded.
Yeah, we'll get the bomb. Okay. We're putting 4 pieces. Yeah, 4 pieces. Feel how heavy this is.
Hey, let me see. Let me see. This is one sandwich and 2 bottles of Coke.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Can't even fit this around my whole arm.
Guys, I have the ingredients of the bomb. There's so much to this. We actually have to read it. Okay, thin sliced salami, ham, turkey, pepperoni, mortadella, provolone cheese, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, peppers, deli mustard, and a pinkish dressing that looks like Thousand Island, I think. $11.99, and this could feed a family of 4, I think. So we're stretching the cheap eats in this video to not just stuff $5 or less, but good things to share. This reminds me of the monster sandwich from Sarge's Deli, but much cheaper, like much, much cheaper. All right, about 15 ingredients in one bite. Let's see if I can do it. This is like eating an entire deli in one bite. Like, you have almost every single possible ingredient here. It's like a workout for your mouth to actually eat everything. It's like willing to get dirty for you guys. I'm willing to do dry cleaning for you guys.
Where to even begin? How many meats are in this thing? I don't even know what I'm tasting. There's like everything in your mouth. The more you eat it, the more you eat it, the more flavors you taste. It's like, it's a never-ending cycle of flavors.
Midtown Manhattan, the heartbeat of New York City, but it's not exactly known as being cheap. Today, we're gonna change that. I'm gonna be sharing some of the best lunch specials in the Times Square area, all around $10. You're gonna love this. Here we go. The only thing I'm missing is a co-host. Hey Ben, you eat lunch?
Lunch?
Sure. The whole area around Rockefeller Center is full of food trucks during the week, during lunchtime, but there's one in particular I want to highlight for 10 bucks, a flame grilled steak.
Our price is like offer Thai style. It's like a classic steak that we have a big pieces and we slice the meat for you. All of meat we marinate already.
Thank you so fast. Oh, it's amazing. Thank you. $10 and it feels like I've got 5 pounds of meat here. We have the steak, lots of mayo on top, French fries, and some veggies on top of a bed of rice. This is a heck of a value for 10 bucks. If you have cash, 10 bucks. All right, big bite. I can taste the marinade, like I taste it right away. With the mayo on top, the flavor just complements it so well, wow.
This is the basil steak, and I got the spicy mayo. And I see there's some vegetables here too that they added. So I'm gonna give this steak a try. Wow. You know how people say this is my cup of tea? This is my bowl of rice and steak. This is good.
It's amazing because we are standing in the exact same location where Adele's, my favorite halal truck, opens at 6. It's good to know that there is an amazing lunch option in the exact same spot. All right, I think our next stop is this way, but our newborn's about 2 weeks old, so I'm a little sleep deprived. We totally could get lost. This is the kind of place that if you blinked, you would miss it just walking down 51st Street. But a lot of you have mourned the loss of Aquario Cafe, the fabled $5 Midtown lunch special. Well, Zorali has amazing Dominican food, not much more expensive. Let's check it out. Can we just do the beef stew for 10? Yeah, I'd love one of those. It's pouring rain and there's a line out the door for this. The first thing we gotta talk about here is the value for $10. I mean, a lot of beef stew. We've got some plantains, yellow rice, and black beans. I think this could feed 2 people in a lot of cases.
Definitely.
I want to take a big bite here of this beef stew. Take a bite too. Let's try this at the same time. Like melts in my mouth.
Yeah, that sauce. That sauce is really good.
I'm remembering Aquario Cafe. They didn't have seats like this though. We're under a tarp. It's pouring rain and we're sitting outside eating food that I think if you went to a sit-down Latino restaurant would be 15, 20 bucks.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I think what impresses me most about this dish is that we have so many different ingredients going on. It's not just beef stew and rice. It's not something simple like that. We've got about 5 different things on top.
All I could think of right now having this is just like, everything is genuine, you know?
Yeah.
As real as it could get. All the locals love it.
Oh yeah.
The people in the kitchen are Dominicans, and
even though we're drinking Coco Rico, which is from Puerto Rico, so having a nice Caribbean lunch here, this is just $1 extra. We're like, I don't know, 12 minutes or less by foot to Times Square, and it's a completely different vibe here. And they were super nice in there, by the way. Like everyone there, I think, knew how it worked, what they wanted. The lady explained it to me very calmly, what the lunch specials were. So depending when you come, it could be a different lunch special, but I say go for it.
There's something with just beef stew too, you know? It's just like, it's hot, it's cheap, it hits the spot.
Yeah, beef stew, melts in your mouth. A little bit of a colder day. We're entering the fall right now. Got my medium jacket on for the first time. Yeah, this is perfect. This is a lunch I'm not gonna forget anytime soon.
This might be low-key a local favorites because it's like even this van right here, like the people inside, they're probably just on their break and they're eating the same food from Zorali's.
If you're watching this video, you probably love cheap eats. I've got good news. We just released our newest Manhattan Cheap Eats guide where I just dump all the info from my channel, the best cheap spots we've ever covered and more into one guide. Just by purchasing this guide, you are gonna save a fortune on your trip to New York, knowing where to go to save money. We've got photos, reviews, audio, video, even GPS so you can see exactly where these restaurants and street food carts are. It's also updated in real time, so when we visit new spots that I think are worth it, I add it to the list and you get it for free automatically. Check the link down below in the description, 50% off, limited time only. It's amazing how many tourists stop at 8th Ave. They don't go one avenue over to 9th Ave, the beginning of Hell's Kitchen. This whole avenue is full of local restaurants where you'll almost never see tourists. This is one of my favorite restaurants in Midtown. I'm still convinced that Easy Paella has one of the best sit-down lunch specials in all of Midtown.
One of the things that makes Easy Paella different is we serve the paella in an easy way. So if you come here, just sit down, you probably have your paella served within the first 10 minutes. So you don't have to wait 45 minutes for a paella. We have very easy experience to try the best paella in town. Well, lunch specials here are great. We have sangrias, we have burritos, we have lunch-sized paellas, and now we're gonna have arepas.
One of my favorite things about a spot like Easy Paella is like small, family-owned business. This is the lifeblood of the New York City culinary scene. Places like this, love the Venezuelan, Spanish fusion, and Alex said he's not positive, but he believes this is the only paella burrito in the entire world for $9.95 during lunch specials. You're trying something pretty special here. What really does it for me is how unique it is to have a burrito shell with the paella rice. Never had that before, and somehow it just works out brilliantly. Love the flavor, love the chicken, so much going on. It's like the perfect marriage. Paella burrito. Less than 10 bucks for this.
Paella in Latin America and in Spain is the reason to celebrate. Birthdays, Father's Day, why not? Paella is the main dish.
Look how big this sangria is, passion fruit for $5.95.
Well, if you have a group of 6 people or more, we have the best place to celebrate your birthday because the birthday person gets to eat and drink for free.
I did want to note they have vegetarian options here, vegetarian burritos and vegetarian arepas. This is new to the menu. Black bean, Venezuelan cheese. I've actually never tried this here before. Take a nice bite. Wow. If it ain't messy, it ain't right. Ben the cameraman, hashtag.
This is kind of spicy, actually.
He told you not to put too much. Ben, you are not listening. I like this. You just put the whole thing. All right.
It's spicier, but it's so good. It's worth the pain.
You gonna hose him off?
Oh. No, not yet, not yet.
If you come here, eat a meal, and say you saw Easy Paella on Here Be Barr, he will give you either a free sangria, a free wine, or a free tapas. Any one of those three. Try it.
New York's most popular street food is the Halal Cart, and today we're going to be visiting the city's best reviewed halal trucks, all in Midtown Manhattan, to see if they're worth it. Now you might be wondering, what is halal? It's an Arabic word meaning permissible, and it means it's meat prepared by Islamic law. Now typically New York halal consists of some combination of rice, greens, and halal meat, either in a foil dish or in a sandwich. First stop, Royal Grill Halal Food, 4.5 stars on Yelp. If I could fly this man to California to live with me and cook me food for the rest of my life, I would. I was in New York for about a week, came here twice, once in the pouring rain, and once in the freezing cold. Great food, nice people, underrated, huge portions. Chicken tikka is my go-to. I'll come here whenever I'm in New York. Way better than the overpriced Halal Guys chain food truck that charges $14 for a dry gyro. Wow, we've got some shots fired already on this video. I didn't say it, he said it. Let's check this out. Got my food expert Greg with me, and one of the amazing things about the New York halal scene is it's not all the same. They all have their own personalities, right?
Absolutely. Royal Grill's pretty famous. They won a Vendy Award, which nominates the best street food vendors in the city, and they're known for their chicken tikka. This is a really interesting, delicious dish. Yeah, one chicken tikka.
I don't want to eat this. This looks too pretty to eat. This is like a work of art. All those colors. So what do we got? Break this down for us.
Pretty much everything but the kitchen sink here. We have the chicken tikka, which is a very deep red color. You have the white sauce, which is like the yogurt mayo sauce. A little bit of the hot sauce, the green sauce is like a mint chutney, and also this mango pickle, which is a really kind of a secret thing you have to ask them for here. Now the owner is from Bangladesh, so it has that kind of Bangladeshi flavor in this plate. All right, let's try it.
This tastes like something I would order at a nice Bengali restaurant. Not on the side of the street here in New York City. Wow, that first bite, that's a lot of flavor. That's a lot of spices.
Yeah, very punchy spice, and we haven't gotten to the rice yet. The rice here is also very special. Like spicy, creamy, you get that mango pickle, that minty flavor, the biryani flavor. It's got it all, this plate.
Dude, I have to say it. This might be the best rice I've ever had at a halal truck before.
It's up there for me, for sure.
Would you say the halal cart in New York is like the taco stand in LA?
I would say yes. I mean, halal carts have really taken over New York, I say in the last 20 to 30 years. It's overtaken the hot dog cart. I would even say it's overtaken pizza as the #1 street food. You know, I want to say pizza is a street food, but I say it's definitely by far #1 street food in New York City.
I just have one problem with this. This is our first stop, and I want to finish it right now. That's the only problem I have with this. This is unreal. This is absolutely tremendous. I'm shocked there wasn't a longer line for this. Quick Meal NYC, 4.5 on Google reviews. New York's exquisite streetcar experience, created by Bengali chef Mohammed Rahman, former Russian tea house chef. The spices are delicate, food is the best. Take your tasty meal for a sunny afternoon at Bryant Park. Once in a lifetime experience. As a native New Yorker, halal carts have become a staple of my diet. I visited halal carts that are terrible, meh, okay, and unforgettable. Quick Meal, unforgettable. Best halal food I've ever had in a while. Whenever I'm in the city, I always come for Quick Meal. Perfect for vegetarians too, and plenty of fish options to choose from. My vegetarian viewers, I'm looking out for you guys too.
So Quick Meal is a little bit more of a higher end halal cart. The price may be $1 or $2 more, but it's for good reason. The quality of the ingredients here. So we're gonna order the lamb over rice here. They actually use marinated pieces of lamb, not the minced mystery meat stuff.
Hello. How are you? How are you?
Hello.
Compared to Royal, Quick Meal is a lot simpler, and look, most of the sauce is actually on the side. So if you're someone that doesn't like a ton of sauce, I think this could appeal to you. All right, let's do it. This is high quality lamb, I can tell.
Absolutely. It doesn't have really bold, punchy flavors,
No.
but I don't think it's meant to. This one's meant to, I think, more showcase the quality of the ingredients.
You know, I would love this in like a gyro or a sandwich too.
Yeah, the white sauce, it's not even your classic white sauce. This is definitely more yogurt. It's more like a tzatziki, like a Greek yogurt. It's thicker, has more of a yogurt. I don't taste any mayo in that.
Yeah, it's not like a really strong flavor.
Yeah, it's very different than your typical halal cart.
This is for like the true meat eater, someone that just wants that lamb. You're gonna get your money's worth with this.
But I'll tell you what, they actually have salmon here, and it's shockingly very, very good.
Probably not something you would normally think of ordering in New York City.
Not typically, no, especially from a cart, but it's very good. The quality here is next level.
What's amazing about today's video is that everything here is right on Avenue of the Americas, 6th Ave in Midtown. So if you're a tourist watching, this is so easy to complete by yourself. But if you want to go more off the beaten path, this guy offers New York's best food tour.
I do in the most delicious neighborhood in New York City in Queens, a food tour. And my favorite halal cart in all of New York City is on that tour. So if you want to taste my favorite overall halal cart, and I've eaten at a lot of them, you can come and take my tour. We'll put the link in the description. We're about to go try the famous halal guys, and when a cart is as famous as halal guys, you have a lot of imitators, like this one, the original guys. Don't go here. If you want to try the halal guys, don't go here. It's very confusing because they even use the same color scheme.
You can see we found the original halal guys by the line. The halal guys, 4.4 on Google. Best food in Manhattan at a great price. You may need to line up and wait to order because all the locals do the same, and they know better than anyone. Oh my God, this was excellent. We got the beef gyro and the combination platter. Loved every bite. The white sauce was special. Guys were great at the cart. Loved it. All right, it's got the hype. We've got the OG of the halal scene in New York City. Halal Guys opened in 1990, and they were actually a hot dog cart originally by 3 Egyptian immigrants. Today, they've got 6 locations in New York City, 94 locations worldwide, with up to 400 more coming. They may be coming to a mall near you.
We've actually returned to 6.5 Ave. If you saw my 10 Curious NYC Secrets video, this may look familiar, and it's a cool spot if you want a little hideaway to eat your halal guys. So this is something I don't really like about halal guys is they give you sauce packets. I would much rather they do it themselves because it's part of the experience.
Yeah, I mean, they're very corporate now at this point. They have all the branding on it. Just from the look at this, I say it really does need the sauce. The meat at first glance looks very dry.
I'll be honest, guys, this is my first time ever eating halal guys. I've been waiting years and years to try it. Here we are. All right, let's do it.
There's no flavor in that chicken at all.
You know, I don't dislike the beef with the sauce, with the white sauce and the red sauce. It's not bad. I'm gonna try the chicken. I think you're gonna like the beef a little bit more.
Yeah, the beef is definitely better than the chicken on its own, but not very good either.
Chicken's not really good. You know, I was thinking of an analogy for this. I'm not the biggest fan of Joe's Pizza for the record, but a lot of people want to go there just to say they've eaten there. I would say going to Halal Guys, if it's on your New York City checklist, go for it.
Yeah.
But it tastes pretty mediocre to me. Like, it's not the worst I've ever had. I just don't think it's worth waiting in a super long line for.
No, this is a worldwide chain now. Even with the sauces, it's still not good. It's very bland to me. I don't like it. I think it's maybe one of the most overrated foods in New York City, I will say. Halal Guys. Maybe in the past it used to be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes the places expand, the quality goes down, but I don't even know. I went here 3 years ago and it tasted just like it did now. So you are gonna get consistency, but not in a good way.
Barr.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Me too.
Good one. Adele's 4.5 on Google reviews. My every week late night dinner, currently the best food in the city for me. Don't even think, just go here. It will be worth it. Normally a typical time to place order, stand in line 30 minutes, but definitely worth it. They work really fast. You know that if there's a line at 11 p.m., it's gotta be good, and the line doesn't lie. The guys working were fast and efficient. The chicken gyro was delicious. The chicken over rice, quite tasty. Same thing over the spicy rice makes it even better. This is my favorite spot, guys. I will say that up front. This has always been my favorite, and now Greg's gonna try it.
I spent at least 40 minutes in this line.
Wow.
It's insane.
It is.
107 people just waiting. It was only down to that pink truck down there.
Huh. That is crazy.
Adele's hasn't even opened yet, and she wants to go right before her flight, right?
Yeah, so we have a flight at like 8 o'clock. It's almost 6 now, and there's not a lot of stuff. We gotta get it before we left, so.
Want to do the combo platter spicy rice.
Okay, you like some veggie, some broccoli, carrot?
Yeah. Give us the works. And this is about 5 pounds worth of food. So let's start from the top. They gave us French fries. They gave us falafel. Then we've got veggies, including broccoli here. We've got a mix of chicken and lamb. And if you can get to the bottom somehow, some way, we have their famous spicy rice.
It's actually better to use a spoon, but
This is messy. This is messy food.
That is good.
You know what it is for me? I think their white sauce. It's the best white sauce I've ever had in the city. There's a reason for those long lines, folks. I'm telling you.
I can see it. It's good. It's good. I definitely think it's good.
I just feel like the flavors for Adele's are a little bit more classical New York halal, which is why I would personally put Adele's in my top 5 must-visit food destinations in New York City.
Ooh, I've got a bite of that spicy rice. It's got a lot of flavor. I think it was kind of covered up by the meat.
It's growing on him.
This is very good. I would definitely come back. Ideally not at the end of that line, though.
I say it every time, but right in front of us we have Radio City Music Hall. It's such a cool New York City moment to even be here. I think the evolution of halal carts and how popular they become in New York is really a testament to the diversity of New York, because this was a food that was aimed at Muslim taxi drivers, and now all New Yorkers eat it. Many New Yorkers will tell you this is their favorite street food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really something for everybody. If you like chicken, if you like lamb, or if you're vegetarian, you can even get it with falafel, and quick meal, you can even get fish. And I do like that they all bring their own kind of spices, maybe depending on the background of the country, you know, Egyptian, Bangladesh, Pakistani, wherever. I appreciate that.
And I mean, let's think of like New York pizza. Every place has their own little take on it, just like halal. And I don't think halal gets enough love from tourists.
No.
Way more from locals. All right, we're back for part 2 in Brighton Beach. Got Lenny and John, my amazing local guides here. And to start video 2, we're walking through an area that's a bit different than where we were for the first part, right?
Yeah, this place has a lot of influence from all the different stands, as me and John like to call them, the Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan, all these different types of stands. And This is on the intersection of Coney Island Avenue and Brighton Beach. So that's probably why we're starting to see a mix of different cultures.
All right, guys, let's check out stop number 1.
They actually had another store here before, and since I was away at school, they've made significant changes.
This is one of the biggest buffets I have ever seen in New York City. I mean, this is Las Vegas level.
They have like beef tongue right next to tuna salad.
Okay.
Like, that's everything.
You have to see this line behind me. There's no YouTube promotion, no TikTok. This is just locals knowing where to go.
Some carrots and raisins. So this is plov. It's the national dish of Uzbekistan. Here they used 2 different types of carrots, yellow and orange. There are, I believe, some raisins or craisins. Not sure.
Raisins?
Yeah, dried cranberries. Okay. It's cooked for a long time. The meat is slow cooked. It looks very tender, as you can see.
I think we literally have every single ingredient in one bite. Uzbeki, plov. I've had this before. I was most excited to try this again. I love lamb. Here we go.
Keep in mind how tender this meat is.
Let's try this. Oh, wow.
Flavorful.
Just melts in your mouth. So much flavor. I just want more of that meat, guys.
I like the sweet hints that the raisins or craisins give when you're eating the rice.
When you go to a supermarket like that and you see a line that takes you 20-30 minutes to get served, I think generally speaking that's a pretty good sign that you're gonna get food like this.
Also, I haven't seen in any of the Brighton supermarkets or any Russian supermarket I've been to where someone is serving the food to you. It's always grab and go, like buffet style.
You know, in my experience, I've seen some of the best food in New York City can be found in little ethnic supermarkets like this. I'm telling you, really true.
Best thing you can do, apart from visiting a Russian supermarket, is find yourself an older Uzbek lady friend, and she'll make you the best plov you've ever had in your life.
Are they waiting for us? Or any around here somewhere? Even older Uzbeki ladies?
I don't know. I've been searching my whole life. I can't seem to find one.
By the way, I want to say special thank you to the members of my Patreon. Now, none of these local businesses knew that we were coming, so your support helps me support these businesses and pay for all the food you saw in this video. Thanks a lot, guys.
Something that I've seen in almost every Russian household. These slippers are the key to like any Russian household. I feel like I've seen them every house I've stepped in, and anytime I go to any house that's not a Russian household, they don't have any slippers. They walk around barefoot or in shoes, and you get yelled at and like almost hit if you walk around barefoot in a Russian house.
It's very common that you'll be offered a pair of slippers when you're a guest at someone's house, and
they'll probably be those.
Men or women, you will be getting these.
For the second stop in this video, we're going to show you that Brighton Beach is not just Russian, Ukrainian, former Soviet country food. We're going to do something a little different.
Maybe like 200 yards away from Brighton Beach Avenue. We're still in Brighton, but there is a heavy Mexican, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi influence over here, and we are going to probably try some samosas or some Middle Eastern sweets.
Get dipping in there. I don't know what kind of sauce that is. I have no idea.
It's like a yogurt sauce.
Good.
It is like a yogurt sauce.
Tangy and a little spicy or like minty.
No, this is spicy.
Like
That's
minty and yeah.
These are good. I didn't expect to eat a samosa on this video, but it's good to show you that there's more to Brighton Beach than just Russian Soviet stuff. You know, when she told me it was $3, I thought she meant per samosa. $1 per samosa. Excellent. And a little spicy, a little tangy with that yogurt sauce. I want to segue for a moment. I have two guys here who have similar backgrounds to me. Now, we have parents that were born in the former Soviet Union, and they emigrated to Brooklyn originally, mine in the 1970s, you guys in the 90s. Tell me what it was like growing up as a first generation son of former Soviet immigrants.
I would like to start off by saying the rumors are true that these parents value education more than anything, and they are very strict when it comes to education.
Yeah, so as far as getting to know people and, you know, the sense of community, living in Brighton Beach and living in New York, even though we're first generation and we, you know, a majority of our friends and family is Russian, the fact that we are in this like cultural hub and the fact that we can go from Brighton Beach to Coney Island Avenue, or for example, you know, from a Russian restaurant to a Bangladeshi or Pakistani or Indian spot. Like, these are the types of connections that I value a lot, and a lot of my friends and a lot of my friendships have come from places outside of just being first generation.
My personal story is I grew up in Fairlawn, New Jersey, and for anyone who knows the Russian community, it is the biggest Russian community, I still believe, in New Jersey. A lot of Russians move from Brighton Beach to Fairlawn. So for me, walking into these Russian stores, hanging out with Russian people, it is nothing new for me. For our next stop, I actually thought we were about to walk into a movie theater.
So this is Netcost Market, formerly known as Millennium Theater. So before it was a supermarket, there were actually plenty of shows and famous Russian artists coming in and performing for the Russian community here in Brighton Beach.
Yeah, growing up, like you said, it was Millennium Theater. If you were a younger kid and you know what the Christmas Spectacular is in Radio City, this is Brighton Beach's center of Radio City. You would have the Christmas Spectaculars, the New Year's Spectaculars. This is where you would want to take your kid during the holidays. Russians love their cold cuts.
There's a million different kinds of cured and smoked meats. Here's like all the different frozen dumplings that they sell, and people can just make at home.
Okay.
So every family usually has, if you look inside, there's like every family usually has some form of this in their freezer.
Yeah. When Corona was starting up, I made sure I had a bunch of these in my freezer.
Good idea.
Guys, my grandma used to have these. Tell me about this.
So this is the famous non-cookie cookie box. It's always a trap. So if you're a younger kid watching this and you find one of these in like a cupboard or shelf, don't fall for it. This will likely have sewing equipment or any other random thing apart from cookies. It will never have cookies.
So we just got some drinks, non-alcoholic, from the first supermarket. Now we're going to the Brighton Bazaar to get some sweets, and we're gonna eat it and drink it.
Можно несколько разных пару попробовать? Okay, so this one's with the
condensed milk.
Yeah, okay, можно одну эту и может...
For the next food tasting, we are sitting in a random park, and we're gonna try what looks to me like Russian ice cream. But what is it really?
So we got 3 different kinds of Russian cheesecake desserts. So what we call them in Russian is syrok, which is like little cheeses. And so for kids and toddlers, you know, this is the type of dessert that you'd expect to see them eating at any Russian household. And so this is what I would look forward to after, you know, finishing all my chicken nuggets or whatever. Like,
okay.
So yeah, and so we got caramel. I think this is just a
condensed milk.
It's flavored with sweetened condensed milk. Yeah. These two, and this one is a strawberry flavored cheesecake bar. Okay.
Chocolate glazed cheesecake bar sounds interesting. It's very rich. Growing up with parents from Ukraine, my mom would always bring stuff like this. I don't know if it was exactly this, but Russian candy from the Russian stores. So for me, Lenny said it brought back his childhood memories. It totally brings back my childhood memories as well.
Yeah, so let's give it a shot. Wow.
Wow.
It's been a while since I've had this, and it's like explosion of richness and flavor. It's impossible to chew. Like, it's very... It takes a while to get everything together.
This has also been a long time coming for me.
Yeah.
I always loved coming home, seeing these inside the cheese tray in our fridge. Yeah, this brings me back home.
Guys, I got one more surprise for you before we call it a video. Who's in the mood for a shot of vodka?
How are we gonna celebrate the end of the 2-video series?
We're gonna try some Russian sodas, compot, and with a nice shot of vodka.
Here be Barr.
Here be Barr.
Here be Barr. Here be
channel.
Russian Barr.
So we're gonna do a shot and then we're gonna down it with some
compot.
Compot.
This is boiled fruits with sugar.
Okay, and the only reason Lenny's not doing this is he's training for the Olympics. That is the only way you're getting out of doing a shot on this channel for the record. So, ready?
Zdrowie. This is the #1 COVID vaccine.
I could have handled it without a chaser, but that was pretty strong. Maybe it's because I'm married, I don't drink much anymore, and I'm a boring human being, but it's good, it's good to get back to a shot of vodka.
We're gonna have the tarhun. Tarhun definitely has some bubbles, a lot more bubbles than what we saw in the kvass. And this is a drink made from tarragon. It's a Georgian drink, but also Russians love it as well.
Non-alcoholic, not everything here is
It's
alcohol.
a soda.
It's a soda.
It's a soda, so a nice little pour, a little green tint, green tinge.
How's like the stuff you rinse with at the dentist after you get a cleaning, maybe? It's really minty. Like, I don't know if I like that. I think it's a little, it tastes a little too much like medicine for me, not to bash anyone that likes it, but today we're exploring the Bronx night market, one of the best foodie spots in New York City with food from around the world starting at only $5. Then we're gonna walk around Fordham Road, show you some really cool shopping spots. You don't wanna miss this, guys.
Super happy that you're here. You're from Harlem. This is my borough, the Bronx, and I'm super happy to show you guys what the Bronx has to offer.
Ecuador? ¿Todos?
See, it's not officially summer until you listen to Summertime by Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff, but some people don't know what you're gonna have in here. You're gonna have like a sweet corn cake here. I always like to describe it more of like a, almost like a smooth cornbread or like a pancake made out of corn.
Goes down silky smooth. I've been hooked on this ever since I tried the Arepa Lady in Jackson Heights, Queens.
I call it GBB, golden brown and beautiful.
Probably use that to describe a lot of different things. We want to do one of the chicharrones.
Chicharron?
Yeah, chicharrón de calamar.
Okay, I'll do that.
Chicharrón de calamar. From a Peruvian spot. I like their sauce. A little salty, a little kick to it.
And I like how the batter on this is really light and crispy. It really makes a difference. And that's the beauty of the Bronx night market. I live here in the Bronx and I never had any of these foods before. But I love that they're bringing it here so you can actually get to try them.
That's new and true and gay. Easy living and we're giving what we know we're dreaming of.
So we load them up for you. Make sure that we have those flavor notes going to the bottom. It's not dry in there for you.
It's like a work of art right there.
It is, it is.
You have a very cool job, I have to admit.
Evan, what the fall? No, don't worry. It's gonna fall right into my mouth.
French toast is my favorite meal. That's good French toast right there. The cinnamon, the nutmeg in there.
Well, it's a lot lighter than the French toast that I'm used to. It's a little more bready and not like so sugar heavy like you get at restaurants and stuff, which I actually like because it has a nice complement to each other where like you're getting the flavor of the bread, which is very nice.
I love French toast so much. I have an addiction to this right here. I could definitely see myself doing some weird things for this right here. I'm not gonna lie.
What kind of weird? No, never mind. Wow. We even have the consomme too.
Oh yeah. Hey, members of the bar, John doesn't know I have this. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, okay. This is a birria taco done Filipino style. This is like the most popular taco in New York City right now, birria. So this is Filipino beef stew inside of a baked tortilla shell. dipped in consomme. I mean, just the sound of that alone is making me hungry as hell, guys. Let's try this.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god. That hit just right. Probably the best tacos I've ever had. I wouldn't lie.
I was not expecting this to be as good as it is.
Sometimes you get beef, it tastes like whatever they're flavoring it with, and you don't actually taste the meat. This is a meaty, beautiful thing that has a little bit of a kick, but just a lot of flavor to it. Like, you're getting a lot of spices, but it's not overwhelming. It's a beautiful thing.
So here we have a ube horchata. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Don't kill me for it. But this is like Nesquik on steroids, I swear to you. Like, I never had anything like this before. It's super light, creamy. You can taste the richness in it.
Little Latino, little Filipino.
Oh yeah, baby.
Come to the Bronx Night Market every Saturday to November. It's really delicious. You have to try one out.
I'm Jamaican and this looks pretty official, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know good Jamaican food when I see it, and I can smell it. Thank you, miss. Thank you. Gentlemen?
Yeah. Oh, let's
grab your weapons. Here. Oh. That's sick right there. I won't even lie to you.
You ever open something and like you hear like those angels that are like, oh.
This is like that present on Christmas when you open it, like you wouldn't be mad if you got this in your present.
Exactly.
And you said that you could just smell it and you knew it was good.
I'm sorry, I had a moment right there. What? This is crazy right here. This is like authentic jerk pork right here. This is not made in the oven. The rice and peas. What? You can taste the fluffiness, the coconut on the rice. I'm so happy I got napkins. So wipe my tears of joy.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna cook the rice faster.
Just melts in your mouth. Thing of beauty. This is probably the least pretentious food market I've ever been to in New York City. Every single vendor has been absolutely happy to chat with us. Gotta put this on your radar.
I'm just so happy. Look at this.
I'm feeling really excited. I don't know if I can handle all of this. This is a lot of food. This is a classic. I love waffles. I love all breakfast food, especially crispy chicken sandwiches.
That's a grilled cheese waffle. So as you can see, it's a cheese waffle. Looks like there's some maple syrup on the chicken. The chicken looks like it's battered in something. I can see the cheese underneath the chicken. So like, when you eat that, let's just tell Adriana that we need to start writing your will because we're definitely gonna have a heart attack.
We can all take big bites of our chicken and waffle sandwiches. A lot of fusion going on at this market. That's why I love the Bronx Night Market here. Evan, let me know when you're ready.
3, 2, 1. The chicken is nice and crispy and juicy and freshly made. The batter on the chicken, see, I can't even speak right. The batter on the chicken is also really, really flavorful. I would travel to the Bronx just for this.
I feel like they could sell the waffles and the chicken separately, and I would order each of them at a separate place. They're that good, but together.
I'm really emotional. I'm sorry. I've been emotional all day. It's like something about good food that just touches my heart, man. This is really intense. Come to the Bronx Night Market. Come check it out.
Now we're going to show you around Fordham Road, which has over 300 shops. One of the busiest commercial districts in the city.
But the number one thing you need to have here in New York is get a pair of Constructs. So you want to make sure these are Timberland. Nothing else will suffice in this city. And once you put the wheats on your feet, you're gonna start looking real New York.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh yeah, this is it right here.
Again,
New York.
Nice classic white tee, quintessential New York summer. But
Good quality,
obviously,
by the way.
great quality. But you also add on the accent to make it a little more exclusive, so this way you actually have some style to you.
Who's gonna try this on?
You, John.
You are.
Me? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't whip us now. Don't do that stuff.
Come on, look.
Don't embarrass us.
You have two natives giving you a New York makeover in the South Bronx.
Easy. Couldn't get any better than that, John.
You're not a New Yorker until you put on your first pair of Timbs.
First pair of Timbs.
Until then, you just live in New York City. So
time to become a real New Yorker for almost 10 years.
All right. About to step this man's swag up to 1,000, New York style. Don't forget, New York is the center of swag. Don't forget.
Yeah!
How do you feel, John?
I feel like out of place, I guess. These boots are, I'm an 11 and a half. These feel like 2 sizes too big. It's an 11. I like the jersey actually. The rest is maybe a little bit too much for me, but I need to look at a mirror. We need a mirror right now. So I can like a rapper. I don't know.
So would you say that he looks like a real New Yorker right now? He
approves.
He approves. He approves.
I don't know if I'm gonna dress like this for the next video, but they pushed me hard, so they got it. So you gotta tell me in the comments what you guys think of this look for me.
This is exactly the type of stuff you can find, and you won't find this, I can guarantee, most places in the US.
Living in Brooklyn is just as expensive as Manhattan these days, but what if I told you you can still find amazing cheap eats in this borough? Today, I'm gonna be sharing the best new cheap eats in Brooklyn. Hurry to these spots before they get too popular. Nene's Taqueria just opened up this past Saturday in Park Slope. Less than a week, and the Bushwick version opened in 2020, one of the most popular taco shops in the entire city. Park Slope is very lucky. Let's check out their famous birria tacos.
So the story behind Nene's Taqueria started in 2020. I had recently come from Mexico after 6 months over there. And once I came back, I decided to open a small taqueria. It was basically focused on birria tacos, and the rest was history. So over there we got the vertical spin, the adobada, which is, that's how it's known back in the water side. Have the grill for pollo asado, carne asada. Here's where the birria tacos are made. And we have our tortilleria. We made fresh tortillas by order.
Oh, so they're all handmade here?
Yeah, this all handmade.
Look at this masterpiece of fine birria. Nene's Taqueria's famous queso birria tacos. We have what could arguably be Brooklyn's best tacos in my hand right now. And there's nothing like dipping it in the consomme, that juicy beef, white cheese, baked in, which you saw. My mouth is watering. Here we go. I'm just thankful that I live a few blocks from here. They're gonna be seeing my butt in this seat a lot over the next couple of months. Wow. With the consomme, the spices of that first bite, nice crunchy shell of the birria, juicy meat. Cheese is incredible. I don't know what else I can say about this, except I wanna eat more than I wanna talk, which is rare. As far as eating is concerned, just dipping your birria taco in the consomme, there are a few things more satisfying in this world for me when I want Mexican food. See that cheese ball? Every bite it just keeps getting better and better. No salsa required. It's got more than enough juices already. Also got Mexican Coke here, which is becoming more and more common and easier to find in New York City, but still.
Like, this taco knows how to put a smile on someone's face. It's wet, it's juicy, and sometimes when you're hungry, that's all you need.
I don't think they're gonna need my help promoting this place. Once word spreads that Nene's is here on 4th, come while you can. Come before there's a really big line. It may be too late by the time you see this video. This is DOP Pizza. They had their soft opening this past summer, and they really blew up in popularity when Dave Portnoy gave them an 8.1 on his Barstool Pizza review show. But I was onto this spot before Barstool was here. I live very close by. I came here for my birthday this past year. That's how much I like DOP, but I want to show you firsthand. You know, for a new place, they have a really old school decor in here, which I love. Feels like it's been around forever. All right, fresh out of the oven. Look at that. DOP's a nice pandemic story because their owners started this inside of their apartment. They were one of the many pizza spots, other types of food coming out of Instagram, selling out, but they got this beautiful brick and mortar spot, and the neighborhood has just rallied behind them, and they've become so popular. We got the Nona Mena, which just came out fresh with sausage and shallots on top. So a little bit different than their typical Nona. It's just something they had for us. So this is finished with Sicilian oregano, fresh torn basil, 24-month aged Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And that's one of my favorite cheeses on earth for pizza. Also on the Nonna Maria slice at Bleecker Street Pizza, my personal favorite. All their pies here use 4-day fermented dough. So the attention to detail at DOP, extremely high. I've actually never had the nona mena before. You can taste that sausage, shallots right away. Parmigiano Reggiano cheese on top. It's like the perfect complement to this. Wow, this is a specialty slice. Something I'm noticing with a lot of the newer pizza spots in New York is they're elevating the game, trying to use the freshest possible ingredients, a lot of local variety here. You know, DOP is stepping things up. This is the new school pizza game in New York City, stepping up the ingredients, doing things a little bit differently than a lot of other spots. You know, I talked to the owner before and he told me that the location here years ago used to be an old mafia social club spot. That's right. So, a lot of history here, I'm sure, but a new pizza spot in Park Slope, residents raving about this place. I've come here so many times already. I made sure to test it out a lot before I even put it on camera, and I've never been disappointed by any of their slices. As you just saw, life is too short to eat bad pizza. We've just released our pizza guide to New York, and spoiler alert, DOP is on the list. Check it out. We've got 10 guides out, 2 of them absolutely for free. They've got interactive maps, audio notes, links to videos, my own personal commentary, the perfect complement to any trip to New York City. Link down below in the description. We've still got 50% off pricing. These guides are super useful. Park Slope's full of cafes. Milk and Honey is my new favorite. They just opened a few weeks ago. Their original is in Ditmas Park. This one has already made an impact. A cafe you can't miss when you're in this area. There's a lot of cafes in Brooklyn, a lot of cafes in Park Slope, but I think these guys hit a home run with the decor. Just something about the vibe here. It's so open and airy. And you got the tree practically growing in from the outside as you sit. It's like being in nature. I like it. They told me this is a $10,000 chair. Oh. This is very Lord of the Rings. All right, guys, fun fact. Did you know New Yorkers drink 7 times more coffee than anybody else? Yeah, we drink this much. Cheers, Ben. I got a newborn at home. I need this. It's a nice cafe experience. I wanted something really fall-like. Got the pumpkin spice latte. Oh, this is way better than Starbucks. This is good. Croissant's so soft. I mean, this is the kind of spot where I could see myself just hanging out, setting up with a laptop, a book, drinking my coffee, enjoying some nature. Interesting new spot in Park Slope. All right, because this Big Ben creme brulee French toast is so big, I'm gonna count this as our cheap eats because me and Ben are gonna be splitting this. This is a good spot to come do for brunch as well. Oh, wow. I love all the powdered sugar around. I'm not sure if it's brunch, I'm not sure if it's dessert, but I like it. Big Ben French toast. We've got Big Ben right here. It's named after you. All right.
There you go. Do I look like I live in Brooklyn?
I don't know about Park Slope, maybe Bushwick. Coney Island, Brooklyn is New York's most famous summer destination, but there's more to this place than just the boardwalk and games. Today, we're gonna be taking you to 5 can't-miss cheap eat spots in Coney Island. Hope you brought your appetites.
What's good, members of the barrio? It's Louis Gusto from Chicago, and we are in town visiting one of my favorite cities. I've never been to Coney Island before, and I'm really hungry.
Let's go.
This looks like a simple juice shop 2 blocks from the boardwalk, but they have some of the best tacos in Coney Island. Check this out. Never been to a taco shop that also makes juice as well, like smoothies, not just juice, like healthy smoothies.
Want to help our vision or circulation or something like
that? Yeah, you want a protein shake, feel a little healthy with your taco? Yeah, con todo.
These are some of the heaviest tacos I've ever held.
They're New York-sized tacos, typically expensive, but usually you get a lot of meat in them. Ready?
This
Ready to
looks
try a
great.
New York taco?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Wow.
That meat, so tender. This is a surprise, you know. New York City taco scene, you really have to know where to go. I'd never heard of juicing tacos. I'll put this on my list. Like, I'll put this on my list of falling apart. I'll put this on my list of quality. I quit. Coming from Chicago, a city that is just world renowned for its Mexican food and Mexican population, you know, how does this compare? Can this hold its own in Chicago?
I definitely think so, yeah, especially with the amount of meat that you get and the price we paid. That's definitely something Chicagoans can roll with. Yeah, I think these are so good that we may have to go back and try the juice.
Yeah. If it's this good, imagine the protein shake, right?
Yeah.
Coney Island has such an interesting history. In the late 1800s, this was like the Hamptons. This is where people would come to vacation. And did you know that in 1895, the first ever enclosed amusement park opened here? It smells like America in here. By the way, vegetarians out there, they actually have a plant-based hot dog. I never thought I'd see the day at Nathan's, but they got plant-based hot dogs here. One sauerkraut, one plain, one onions, yep. Dude, that was so quick. Last time I was here, 30 minutes, line barely moved. This is the original Nathan's, built in 1916. It used to be a nickel for a hot dog. This is New York City history here. This is a spot that I think every New Yorker has been to at least once.
Can't wait. Usually on a Chicago hot dog, we have a few more toppings, but I can go for the simplicity on a day like today.
I just put mustard on mine. You ready?
Let's go.
Ready to try it? Let's do it. Tastes like summer in New York. They keep it simple. They haven't changed much.
Got a really good snap to it.
Yeah.
I like toppings on my hot dog, so the Empire way is with sauerkraut and spicy deli mustard. Very good.
I mean, you'd be doing yourself a disservice. You don't try this at least once in your life. Ben is clipping his nails for this shot, by the way.
I wasn't trying to bring attention to my nails, but...
Okay. Like, I'm sorry, Jerry Chestnut. It's just, I don't know why you rush to like eat these things. You're supposed to savor it like that, you know? So much better when you savor it, not to just.
You want to do it, Joey Chestnut? So I want to break him in half. Isn't that how he does it?
Yeah, it's like
Tilt-a-whirl. Oh my God.
Yeah, tilt-a-whirl.
Wow. We used to have them at the church carnivals.
If you just closed your eyes right now and listen to this music, you'll be 8 years old again and really excited. So the breaded chicken samita? Yeah, samita 3 ways here. Yeah, let's do everything. Yeah. Look at the preparation involved in this. I mean, we were really concerned that this place was gonna be closed today, and pleasant surprise. So happy.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That is a huge sandwich.
Holding this together is a miracle in and of itself. Breaded chicken, Oaxaca cheese, avocado. What else am I missing?
Papalo, chipotle pepper, and mayonnaise.
I can't believe we're eating this. You could literally divide this by 3, like easily, but for 2 people, this is an entire meal. $6 each. You ready? On 3. Let's dig in. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
That was a lot of flavor, oh my God. I didn't even get any chicken on that first bite. I just got a ton of Oaxaca cheese and some of the chipotle. That bite was actually an experience.
Every ingredient in here is bold. The chipotle pepper, the avocado, the cheese, the papalo, it's like a stronger version of cilantro. There's nothing subtle about this sandwich.
This has so much flavor. I just made a huge mess. It is delicious.
That crispy chicken cutlet was hiding at the bottom. It just complements this perfectly, but you know, I'd be impressed if you could take 1 bite and get everything in. It's a complex sandwich. Louis had a good technique from all his years of eating sloppy Chicago sandwiches, right?
Yeah, exactly. Our Italian beef sandwich, the bread literally falls apart because it's so soggy, so I kind of have a special grip to keep all those hearty ingredients inside.
So this is actually one of the cheapest items on the menu, the $5 pulled pork tostada. When you get all this for $5, imagine what you get for $6. It would be the elote, which is what you commonly see on beaches in Mexico. So I think the placement here in Coney Island is excellent. Tell me in the comments if you got served a Jarritos ad watching this video. I've been getting Jarritos ads like crazy. I just want to know. I guarantee a Jarritos ad's gonna be in this video.
You guys heard of Manny Pacquiao?
Come on, Ben.
Come on, man.
Here we go.
No, that's so weak. Don't show it. I'm embarrassed.
We're literally going like right next door to K&E fast food. We're gonna stick on that Latino theme here. 1 cheese, 1 beef, yeah.
In between restaurants, I've been doing a little high stepping, you know, just to burn a few extra calories.
Empanadas are one of their specialties. We have 1 cheese, 1 beef. Good boardwalk snack. Let's try this out.
Let's see which one. Crispy on the outside, good meat inside.
This is your grab-and-go snack.
Exactly.
If you know you don't want a big meal, you don't want that monstrous samita. You just want something to chill with at the beach. I think this should be the play.
You can take it right into the El Dorado arcade. Joystick in one hand, empanada in the other.
That's an idea. I like that idea. We should do that right now. The Wonder Wheel is a non-negotiable when you come to Coney Island, as far as I'm concerned. You can see all the way to Manhattan from here. This is that vantage point you get from the end of Brooklyn in the south.
Ferris wheel was invented in Chicago for the 1893 World's Fair.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was that George Washington Ferris was the one that invented it.
Of course, we had to include at least 1 stop on the boardwalk, and Paul's daughter is the oldest stand remaining here. 1 order of fried calamari.
1 fried calamari.
And 1 refreshing lemonade.
1 smaller.
Small. I thought there would be fries with this, but it is strictly calamari. This lemonade is so sugary. This is exactly what you want when you're on the boardwalk. We ordered calamari, a ton of it, with some marinara sauce, having a little seaside experience here in New York City.
I feel like I'm living through an NYC movie.
I could see that for sure. A lot of movies were filmed here. It tastes exactly like you would expect fried calamari to taste like on the boardwalk. I mean, you could take this to go. Great tables right here just to sit and people watch.
This squid was grown locally at the New York Aquarium right around the corner.
We can't confirm that. This is just his theory. We don't know. We don't know.
If you're interested in Chicago travel content, be sure to check out my channel, Go Louis Gusto.
Vintage New York, Coney Island. Come here for some amazing cheap eats and carnival rides. Of course, special thanks to Narissa and Louis for joining me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, till next time. The East Village of Manhattan, one of the city's hippest neighborhoods, and it's also home to some of the city's best cheap eats. Today, we'll be showing you can't miss budget bites in the East Village. Don't watch this video on an empty stomach. You've been warned. I feel like I'm third wheeling on a date here.
The interior is sick. It's got like octopus, pirates, lights, everything.
This isn't your like average hole-in-the-wall dumpling spot. This is very new.
Hi guys, welcome. So dumpling and dip is Thai style dumpling from Thailand. We specialize in homemade dumpling. Right now we have 10 different flavors. So we have vegan option for the customer. We also have regular pork, chicken, gluten-free option as well. And highly recommend for chicken green curry and spicy pork basil.
Homemade Thai milk tea. Wow. Party platter, perfect for a small group. All right, we've got the party platter and some extras they gave us. So we have 10 different types of dumplings here, guys. Let's give it a bite. Let's try it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Shrimp is really good. Nice and crunchy.
This is really spicy. They're not playing around.
Same. It's so good though.
I mean, Ben, you were saying that you saw some differences that are more Thai style than Chinese style here.
I would say so. You know, everyone loves dumpling, everyone loves Thai food. and they really stepped it up in terms of putting the two together. And you have the best of Thai food, like the fresh seafood, all the herb. So I think they really stepped it up, created their own lane with this Thai dumpling combo.
Yeah, like in New York, just the dumpling game is so crowded. I think you have to do things a little bit differently to get some attention these days.
I'll try this octopus dumpling.
No, I'm not a big octopus guy, so I'm letting them do it. What do you think of it?
It's amazing.
You guys agree this could be the perfect group activity? Get a party platter like this. They've got Barcade across the street. They've got karaoke.
We should check this place out at night.
Yeah.
Like
and then go karaoke.
Word.
I mean, you got St. Mark's right here, which is one of the busiest, most hopping streets in all of New York City for nightlife. I think they put this in like the perfect location.
Yeah.
Oh, this Thai milk tea is really good with this. Chili oil, missing link here, wow. Got a nice kick to it, but I can handle it. Ming ate this all by herself. You know, one of the biggest food crazes I've seen in the city the last couple years are Korean corn dogs.
Big time, thanks to TikTok.
Thanks to TikTok?
Yep.
Not only do they have Korean corn dogs here, but they got K-pop albums as well. Now, this isn't my thing. Do you know anything about K-pop, Ming?
Actually, you know, I love the old school stuff, Big Bang.
I don't think most Korean corn dog spots have K-pop. This is unique.
Yeah.
All right, number 1, number 4, number 5, number 12.
Yes.
My sticks don't break.
You guys went wild with the condiments, my God.
This is a monster.
All right, I've actually never tried this before. I'm super excited. Ready?
Big bite, John, big bite.
Big bite, let's do it.
Cheers.
I'm working to that level. I never would have thought that powdered sugar on top of a corn dog would work as well as it's working right now, but somehow amazing.
Crunchy, cheesy, spicy, savory, sugary, all in one.
She sounded like a commercial for this place, right? I can understand why this got so popular on TikTok. Just watching Ben with those cheese pulls. This is actually a fun food to eat. There we go.
I think it takes some skills. Let me do it.
Skills I lack. I've never felt so left out in my entire life. So, disclaimer, I just realized that neither of them actually had hot dogs in their K-dogs. It was just cheese and I think sweet potato and cheese. Hence, it was easier for the cheese pull. I don't feel as bad anymore. Ming, you recommended Yubu for this video. You've been here a few times, right?
I love this place. It's rice pockets of joy.
Since this is one of Ming's favorite spots in the East Village, she's gonna order.
Yeah, basically beef bulgogi, 4 of them. Pork, spicy chicken cheese, mushroom bulgogi, spicy mushroom, crab meat, salmon, avocado, and the fish roll. And then we got 3 aids.
All right, this is inari. If you don't know what it is, rice-filled tofu pockets with different meats or toppings. This looks a little bit like sushi here. Ben, so we've got another spot here in Yubu that's been open about a year. So the Asian cheap eat scene in the East Village just keeps getting tastier and tastier.
Oh yeah. And this place here offers high quality protein that I don't feel bad eating at all.
Yeah, usually when you think of cheap eats, you're thinking carbs, you're thinking carb overload.
You do have some carbs here, but you have some high quality protein.
Oh, yeah, I got beef bulgogi on top and
some salmon, basically sashimi. And what I gotta say is that they get the tofu, rice, and protein ratio down right.
Let's try this. My first time here. Let's do it.
Wow.
So soft, just melts in your mouth. I love how spongy it is, and flavor of the bulgogi's just right.
The salmon is so fresh, oh my god. I didn't expect to get fresh salmon from a Korean quick bite. Like you said, how fast it melts in your mouth. If you're not careful, you get full from these easily.
feel like I could just knock these out one by one pretty quick.
It's dangerous.
Very dangerous. All right, I'm gonna try the salmon now. I wanna see how fresh this is. Wow, I think I might like the salmon better.
Right?
Super fresh. Really similar sushi vibes for me with the salmon on top of the rice. Really similar, but heartier, clearly, bigger. Ben and I were actually having this conversation that the St. Mark's area probably has the most diverse Asian cuisine for quick eats, cheap eats in all New York City.
I think so, yeah. I remember from my high school days, it used to be a lot of Japanese, quirky Japanese eats. Now it's a lot of Korean, a lot of Chinese, a lot of Taiwanese boba shops. You get everything here.
Guys, here, these drinks are called Aid, Yuzu Aids, and this one is the grapefruit aid, and that is the honey citron aid. And they're basically like fruit soda, a great addition. Really refreshing to these little pockets.
The key is you have to stir it.
Yes.
Before you drink it. I drank it without stirring it, and I'm like, guys, what's the hype here? Like, completely ignorant to what this was, so.
Like, Johnny has to stir it, and he's like poking it.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, no, that's not how you stir it. Like a baby, you know? Yeah, but. Also, super cool thing about Yubu is that whenever we ask people, hey, what's your favorite place to eat in the East Village? They say Yubu. Hi, what's your favorite place to eat in the East Village?
Yubu's amazing.
Yubu's also a really good spot too.
I want to let you guys know that Ben and Mig have introduced me to so much amazing cuisine in New York City. Subscribe to their channel. If you think this is an adventure, they go to spots like this all the time. Food adventurers, subscribe right now. All right, you insisted on Lady Wong. Why?
Because I've been noticing a lot of new Southeast Asian food spots, food halls open up. So I think this is a good place to check out.
And it's dessert, best for last.
So we're a Malaysian, Singaporean style bakery. We do a lot of traditional stuff, as well as some more Western style stuff with Southeast Asian flavors. It's fun to bring these flavors to New York City and America in general, just because you really can't get this stuff anywhere else in the country.
2 of the Indonesian rainbow cakes, 2 of the pandan seramukas, and we'll do 2 of the talam jawas. And then if we could get 1 of the black sesame passion fruits, would be great. Even have like gold forks. Gold forks. That's fancy. Nice touch. This is so colorful. This would be perfect for Pride next year in New York.
Ooh.
It's actually fun to eat. You can peel the Indonesian rainbow cake layer by layer. All right, here we go.
Sticky.
I'm feeling the hints of coconut right now. Coconut and pandan, very sticky.
So delicious, I love this. Half of this is soft and the other half is sticky rice. Really good texture.
I'm pretty sure this dessert is showcased a lot in Crazy Rich Asian, because that's South Asian food.
Ben, one of your favorite phrases on this channel is it reminds me of something in the Philippines, but this time you're actually onto something.
This Indonesian rainbow cake smells very familiar. I'm almost positive I grew up smelling this in every fiestas, but I've never had this before. Yep. This is basically a sapin in disguise. Wow.
Back home.
Now I'm officially homesick. This does, in fact, remind me of the Philippines. You'll never see this in the Philippines though, which is so weird.
Black sesame, passion fruit, their best seller. We're splitting it. Try it. I can see why it's a best seller.
Where'd it go? Melts it.
Just disappears in your mouth.
Even that shell, that custody shell disappeared too.
Yeah, this is delicious. It's sweet and sour and so good.
This would be an amazing pastry to bring to a birthday party. You will impress the birthday person, I promise you.
I'll eat a whole birthday cake of this.
I'm absolutely blown away by the options here. Everything in this video is within less than a 5-minute walk. And we barely scratched the surface of the East Village cheap eat scene. Like, could do part 2, 3, 4, and 5 if we wanted.
Today we're going on a cheap eats food crawl in downtown Brooklyn. We're gonna try everything from Middle Eastern to Chinese, fried chicken, and more. Hope you brought your appetites.
This, my friend, is like literally one-stop eating. I could probably take this entire menu down if I really tried to.
What would you guys like on that?
I'm gonna go ketchup mustard.
Mustard.
$5.
Some have called this the greatest papaya of Brooklyn. For this price, I was not expecting them to be as cool as they were.
You know, that's the New York hospitality that people don't talk about it. You know, people grow up around here and they just want to make sure that everybody feels welcome wherever they are.
Try this out. Let's do this. That's not bad, you know what? I'll take this over Nathan's every single time, really.
When everybody comes to New York, you always want to get a dirty water dog, because that's what we call them. And you never know what you're going to get with that. Here, there's a nice snap to the hot dog, really nicely seasoned. I'm assuming it's a sabrette, which again is like one of those iconic New York hot dog brands you're going to get. Not bad for a two-steak dinner.
If we didn't have more places to go, I could easily down like 3 or 4 of these. Do you feel like downtown Brooklyn doesn't get enough credit in the city?
Like the one thing about downtown Brooklyn when you come down here is that even though it's very accessible, it has a life that's like its own. It's not something that people really journey to, because again, you don't have those iconic New York buildings, although it is just steps away from the Brooklyn and Manhattan Bridge.
You can come here and not deal with a lot of the Manhattan
attitude.
The Manhattan attitude, exactly. Could I do the 3 small fingers with a sticky sauce? Evan, you've told me that Sticky's is your favorite New York City chain. That's why I decided to put this on the video, about $6 for 3 chicken fingers, and this is a New York institution.
So many cities are known for their local chains. Like New York used to just have Shake Shack, and that went national and everything like that. But you know, who in this world doesn't love a good chicken finger?
And we got the white barbecue sauce, which is not really common in the Northeast.
No, absolutely not. This is something that, you know, in my experience is very closely associated with Alabama.
Let's try it. It's got tons of sauce. So crispy.
Crispy, juicy, freshly made. You're not going to find this too many other places. Really super affordable by New York City standards. And plus, it tastes amazing.
For an extra $1.50, you can get one of their specialties, and we got the Vampire Killer. Can you talk about these ingredients?
Oh, absolutely. Wait, hold on. Before I do that, what we have right here is I got some fried garlic, because again, what else does fried garlic not make better? You got garlic sauce, you got Parmesan, you got parsley. Like honestly, like this is definitely something that you don't want to have before your first date, otherwise they may not want to get too close to you.
Yeah, Vampire Killer, Date Killer, there's a lot of garlic. Be careful, seriously. All right, let's try this. This looks nuts. Packs a punch.
If you love garlic, this is what you want. This is just beautiful. This is art.
Evan, you found your match. You know what the best part about this experience is right now? As we're eating this, over there is a Soul Cycle station. So Evan, what do you say after we finish the last one, we go and do a little cardio for 30 minutes, or no? You want to keep eating?
No, we're gonna go eat. Like, I don't know if you know me, but we're not stopping. After having that finger, I can honestly tell you, there's no way you can go kiss anybody after that.
It's gonna keep you single for a long time, oh yeah.
You gotta pet the dog though, you gotta pet the dog.
This is not a real dog, for the record. It's fooled me 10 times.
We do 2 beef patties, please. Great shot. That's a good shot. Guys, this is how we do the B-roll for this channel, you know? we don't actually eat anything on these videos. We just pretend to eat.
At least we're not like those people who take like one bite and throw it away.
No. We eat everything. One thing that we don't do enough on this channel is go unscripted, unplanned. We passed Patty Plus. Evan said, Jamaican beef patties, I'm in. And I said, you know what? Not on the list. We're gonna add it to the list. So we just went in, $2.50 each. And this is what New York life is all about sometimes. Sitting on the side of the street here, trying random food from all over the world.
I agree. Let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Hot. Ooh. Describe the beef as pretty mild, but it's got a good meaty taste. It's not like you're just tasting the spices. Yeah. Your family's from Trinidad, so you have a pretty good palate when it comes to Caribbean food, right?
I'd like to think so. Caribbean food, the way in which I would describe this, is just straight up comfort food, man. Like, you have this at any time, like you're having a bad day, and this just brightens your day up.
This would definitely brighten anybody's day. If you're into meat, we have to walk far for the next stop. It's literally 3 storefronts down.
Can we do a 6-piece pan-fried dumpling, 1 pork, 1 chicken, 1 veggie?
Okay. That's it?
That's it. Look at this colorful plate we got here. Ooh. Fork me. Fork you? Fork me. They hand make these dumplings in the back. That's how I already have a good feeling this is gonna be good. We're not in Chinatown. There is a Chinatown in Brooklyn. There's also Flushing and there's Manhattan's Chinatown. Finding a good dumpling spot outside of those areas isn't always easy.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got. We're doing veggie. We've done so much meat today. We're gonna start with veggie. Let's take a bite. That's really good. Cabbage, carrots, rice noodles inside.
You know, I don't often eat vegetable dumplings, but what I really do like is that there's a very nice, crispy, thin skin. A lot of times you get dumplings like the skin is just so overwhelmingly thick. This has a nice crunch to it. It's nice and crispy. Honestly, like, if I'm gonna have a veggie dumpling, this is definitely what I would go for.
This is standard operating procedure. New York City pork dumpling, pan fried. I love that soup, the broth inside.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
This was the best 30 seconds of the whole day.
We're speechless, we don't know what to say.
Like, with it being a nice fatty ground pork, like it has like a nice broth that comes out of it. Like there's literally like drippings all over the table where I was just biting out of it. And honestly, like that might be the best drippings I've ever seen in my life.
This is excellent. This is the kind of place you would go out of your way for, certainly if you're in downtown Brooklyn, to stop here.
Even if you're just coming off the Brooklyn Bridge and walking through Dumbo, I would say this is definitely worth the walk if you didn't get your dumpling fix in Chinatown before you walked over the bridges.
We want to do 3 of the falafel sandwiches. Thank you. This might be the biggest falafel I've ever seen in my life. Ridiculous. $7 for the falafel here at Bedouin Tent. And we're in the Fertile Crescent. That's what they call this area of Brooklyn. From the Brooklyn Bridge down Atlantic Avenue, a lot of Middle Eastern eateries and shops. And Bedouin Tent, well, this is the one we really wanted to come to. $7 for this. This is a sit-down meal. How often are we doing a cheap eats video at a sit-down restaurant?
Oh, you never can do that. It always says a lot when you walk into an establishment and you're greeted by them making the ingredients right in front of you.
Ready? Let's try this.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this. That pita is phenomenal. I mean, we saw them hand rolling it out front. That was the first thing that I noticed just biting into this, how fresh that pita was.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this is one of the best falafel sandwiches I've had in New York City, by far. Like Mamoon's doesn't even come close. I know that's what
Mamoon's is like 50% of this.
You know, is this the first ever cheap eats date spot you've had?
Unless you consider a date sitting on a park bench maybe somewhere with some dumplings, then yeah, this might be the first cheap eats date spot we've ever had.
See, there we go. Breaking new ground every day.
Every day. This is our Jordanian spot, and we ordered something called Lumi, which is a lime Middle Eastern drink. The best way to describe this, in my opinion, is like a super bitter iced tea. Honestly, the first thing I said when I tried this off camera was, this is weird. Like, this is different. But you should try it if you come here. Evan's trying Middle Eastern Lumi.
It's a very unique taste that even I find a little hard to describe, but I can see why people like it. It's just not my thing.
I hope you brought your appetite. We're going on a food tour of Harlem, visiting 3 iconic locations with someone born and raised in Harlem. Get ready to get hungry. You guys are all in for a treat. Today's guest host is making his second appearance on the channel. Born and raised here in Harlem, also one of my best friends. Let's meet Evan.
What's up, members of the barrio? This is your guest host, Evan, coming to you straight from Harlem. Can't wait to take you around to some of the places that I think that you'll enjoy while you're here on a trip to New York City.
All right, Evan, we are at Moe's Burgers right now. You've been talking up this spot for a long time. Why'd you choose it?
When you come to Moe's Burgers, and it's just like when we're talking about Amy Roots in our last video, it's just a really good community feel that you end up with. It's a nice charbroiled burger, fresh off the grill, and honestly, like, I'm sure all of your viewers will agree that there's nothing like a fresh hamburger with some cheese that just kind of melts away in your mouth. So guys, right now we're in front of Victor's Barbershop. Moe's Burgers is really famous because Mo owns the barbershop and started this whole thing as a part of feeding the community and like really making sure that this is something that the locals have access to. Can I grab 2 small cheeseburgers and 2 small, what do you want to do? Half and half or limited?
Half and half.
2 small half and halves as well.
You can always get something to eat, man.
Oh, 100%.
Little windows are always open.
Especially you go to the bodega.
That's right,
you
always
slap
open.
it down.
Guys, I have to say, I smelled Moe's like a half block away. That smell of burgers grilling, unbelievable, really.
Yo, you guys are in for a treat right now. Honestly, it's a pretty solid burger. Like, literally solid. Like, I know a lot of times when you go to places and you get burgers, a lot of breading, a lot of filler in there, and you don't really get that much meat. This is just a really solid beef burger that comes fresh off the grill. Like, there's nothing more you can ask.
All right, let's see what the hype's all about. Moe's Burger, first time trying it for me. This tastes to me like you just got it off the grill at a backyard barbecue. And I love the social vibe over there. People just chiming in, telling their stories about eating at Moe's. This is a really solid burger and a great type of food you could just get on the go if you're exploring Harlem anyway. I mean, we're off to a really good start to this video.
One thing to remember is right now when you come to Moe's Burgers, like you can get the small for $2, and that's important because he does it for the community. And I've mentioned this before a little bit earlier when we were doing the ordering process and everything like that. Like this is something that you really typically don't find throughout Manhattan, which is people who are more focused on their neighborhoods and everything like that. So there's a huge social implication here that we definitely encourage people to like at least come and like, you know, support and, you know, show them some love while they're here, and don't forget to tip.
From everything I saw just hanging out around there, I felt like the burger's almost secondary to the experience of going up and ordering and chatting with people in the community.
Like that's really where this sets itself apart. It's really not about the burger. You know, again, you get a burger from pretty much anywhere in New York, you know, but when it comes down to this, like it's really about getting the feel of Harlem. Like even when we were standing in line, we were talking with somebody who was local to the area and said, hey, this is really what his lunch break is.
All right, Evan, we are in front of Charles Pan Fried Chicken, and you told me that this was a unique spot to visit in Harlem.
Absolutely. See, the best part about this is like I remember when I was young and hanging in the kitchen and my grandmother's fried chicken, it was always pan fried chicken. What I loved about it is that you always got those like crispy, like little sections that were just like hitting the bottom of the pan. Are we doing thighs? Are we doing legs? What are you recommending?
Well, I'm a fan man myself.
All right, see, me too. 2 drums, 2 thighs. We need to do some mac and cheese and some candy yams.
This is a lot of food. You know, we did run into Charles, the owner, the man, the myth, the legend. Unfortunately, I didn't tell them we were coming and he was on his way out, so he said a word or two on camera. So we didn't get that big interview, but we're gonna pay them homage. We're gonna give them some respect by eating a ton of this on camera. Now, this isn't really the best food to eat outside. This isn't really street food.
Yeah, it's not like a slice of pizza where you just take it, you fold it, and you just kind of walk and go. Like the best part about like having fried chicken and soul food is the fact that you get to sit down and like really enjoy it and spend time with those that you care about. It's definitely not something that you're just eating out of a container.
Yeah, we're gonna do soul food COVID-19 style outside here.
We're in front of St. Aloysius Church. This is the church that I grew up going to. I used to come here every Sunday with my grandmother for services. So I figured, you know what, if we're gonna have, you know, fried chicken in memory of my grandmother and all the stuff that she used to do for me, we're gonna go ahead and just have it in front of where she used to come to with me every Sunday. That, my friends, is what you call fried goodness.
Evan insisted I go first. I have not had fried chicken in Harlem since we were at Amy Ruth's doing chicken and waffles. This is different. This is just a drumstick coming right out of the bucket. Perfect. Let's try this.
Which is so crispy. I see exactly what Evan was saying about the pan-fried chicken, how you just get a better flavor out of it. And clearly, you know, Charles is a legend for a reason. Excellent. Just in one bite, I could tell how good this fried chicken is. Really happy Evan took me here. As usual, Evan, another good choice.
Honestly, like, this is just bringing me back some memories already just by smelling it. And oh yeah, this is perfectly done. Like, it's crispy, it's juicy, it's full of flavor, and like, even when I bite into it, like, it literally brings me back to my childhood. Like, I can't think of a more perfect piece of chicken right now.
Baked mac and cheese here. All right, side dishes, what it's all about. So much flavor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I like the mac and cheese as much as I like the fried chicken, and I was not expecting to say that. Definitely some of the best mac and cheese I've had in a long time. Not just saying that.
We're like halfway through this thing.
I know. Evan's afraid I'm gonna finish this literally right now.
All right, so got a little candy yams here, and my grandmother always told me, like, you can always tell how good somebody's soul food is by their candied yams. So let's see what we got here. Solid. Honestly, not overly sweet, because I know some people like to put a little bit too much sugar in there. Very buttery. It honestly reminds me of just like a slightly sweetened mashed sweet potato. This is excellent. Probably one of my favorite dishes that I've had in a very long time from a restaurant.
Evan likes the shirt. If you guys are interested in purchasing a New York Strong shirt and supporting his channel, see the link right down below. We keep a small proceed. Helps us fund the things we do on this channel, guys. Appreciate it. Honestly, it tastes homemade to me. Like, that's how I would describe it. It's like, I feel like this is homemade. We are at our final stop, and I will admit that Lily's was my choice for a really cool reason.
So obviously, John has talked about his culture before, but he's Jewish. I'm pretty obviously black. So we were trying to figure a way in which we could bring everything together to solidify our friendship. So with that, we discovered that there was rugula made by a black man in Harlem. So we were just like, how much more perfect could this be? So with that said, we bring you to Lily's Bakery. Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey. Not bad, just here for some rugula.
How did you come to make rugula of all things to bake?
Well, in 1962, I started baking at New York Hospital. And I found a recipe in the newspaper. And I got adjusted to where I thought it would be, it should be. It came out this way, my blessing. Good, pure ingredients, right? Okay. And we try to, put a lot of love in it.
Jewish people come in here, are they very impressed by how it tastes, like the quality of it? Like, I'm so excited to try this.
Like they say, they always say, better than grandmother.
Better than grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to try this.
All right, we're trying this.
I like it, we're like twins here. All right, I've got the chocolate rugula, he's got the apricot. As Lily said, Jewish people were telling him it's better than how their grandma did it, so I want to see if it lives up to that hype right there.
I mean, I don't have a grandma that's done this before, so
I'll give you my opinion on it.
All right, fair enough.
Let's try this. Let's do it. Here we go.
Oh man, that's good. I've had rugula before. This is amazing. It's so fresh. It's really light, and it's got like a nice crispness to it with a little bit of tenderness on the inside. It's honestly the ultimate pastry right now.
It's really good. It's like a word to describe it, it's very crumbly. Like, you eat it, just crumbs up in your mouth. Excellent flavor. I love the chocolate. I would say it's a bit different. I can't put my finger on it, but it's a little different than what I'm used to normally eating rugula. But different isn't bad here. This is still really good, and I think it's just so unique to have him doing rugula, not being Jewish, and that being his staple. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's something that's very New York.
Oh, I agree. Especially with the culinary history that we have here. Oh yeah, you gotta come up and you gotta try this. These places are excellent complements to things that you're already doing in Harlem. So for example, if you're going to the Schomburg like we talked about in the last video, definitely make sure you're stopping off for lunch and grabbing some pan-fried chicken. If you are in the neighborhood and you're grabbing dinner and you want something sweet to end it, definitely grab some arugula. If you're just walking through Harlem and you want something that's like a quick bite that is just gonna hit the spot, make sure you stop by Moe's. So we wanted to make sure that we were just highlighting some of the really awesome things that are designed to complete your visit to Harlem.
Members of the Barrio, I am so pumped to create this video. Being Jewish myself, I really want to learn more about the Jewish history of the Lower East Side. And I've got two New York City experts who are going to take us through this tour. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Hey guys! Hi, thanks for joining, and thanks so much, Barr, for having us on your channel again. This first stop, Moishe's Bake Shop, which is a kosher bakery, is the oldest kosher Jewish bakery still in existence here in the Lower East Side. There used to be many more, but this is the only one left. Hudson,
the famous Hudson who's smelling something. There we go, there we go. Oldest kosher bakery left in the Lower East Side. Sounds like a good place to start. Let's get in there, guys.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get a loaf of rye bread because we used to get weekly from Moishe's Bakery, which was their sister bake shop in the East Village on 2nd Avenue. Sadly, it closed, but I'm missing our rye bread because that's what we get every week. This is a little far a walk for us to get every week, so when we're here, we gotta get it. So I'm definitely gonna get the rye bread, and their hamantashins are amazing.
I started when I was a little girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
now I got old here. You shouldn't work here. You get old.
The reveal.
Big reveal, the hamantashen. I just have to say, this hamantashen looks incredible. Growing up, I was used to eating a much smaller version of this, so this is just making me smile right now looking at it. I also got a black and white cookie in here for Adriana
Oh, you
to
gotta
go
show
later.
it.
Oh, I gotta show it, of course. Let me.
We won't eat it now because Adriana would be very mad at us if we ate her black and white cookie.
This is a really good New York City cookie here, for the record. 2, 3. I just bit right into the apricot. First bite, heaven.
Mine is still cookie. Because I didn't get to the apricot yet, but even the cookie is so fresh, so delicious. You can see that they're made with love. I mean, you can see that they're hand done. These are all pinched by hand. There's no machine making these.
This is for the holiday of Purim. It was named after Haman, who is the villain in the Torah in the Purim story.
Oh!
Remember that from Hebrew school.
I'm saying this cookie is villainous. In an extra good way. It's the rye bread. And it was freshly baked this morning. $4 for this whole entire loaf. And no preservatives, no additives. It's just super fresh, super delicious. Catch.
Oh!
All right!
Stop number 2, guys. We are in front of Kosar's. Now, many of you have heard about the bagel, the most famous Jewish food in New York City. But how many of you have heard of the bialy?
Because it was founded by Morris Kosar, who is from Białystok, Poland. And in fact, the whole word bialy is basically a shortened word from Białystok, because that's where the bialy originated. It's like a big bialy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, can you show us that?
We've never seen anything like that before. Thank you.
Wow. We gotta get that.
That is not a regular bialy, folks.
Yeah, and it comes with everything.
That's everything inside.
Yeah, everything inside.
All right, guys, we have got both the bialy and the bagel in front of us. This bagel, by the way, is absolutely one of the largest bagels I've ever seen. It barely has a hole in the middle, but we're still gonna call it a bagel. Carla, can you talk more about the differences outside of the obvious in the middle?
Right, besides their obvious appearance, because this bialy has that depressed center full of the onions, because we got the onion bialy. The basic big difference is the ingredients. Like I said, bialy much simpler. Just flour, water, yeast and salt. That's it. Very simple. And then because you're adding the onions in the center, it's onions as well. But I mean, you can forego the onions and just do garlic or something like that. But the bagel has malt and sugar. So like when you taste it, you can taste like the sweetness even in a plain bagel, but not the bialy. The bialy to me, I would say like the dough itself is like the consistency and the taste of like pizza dough if you didn't put sauce or cheese on it. If you just ate the pizza dough, you know, crust or something like that. Here we go.
I haven't had this in a long time.
Going in.
Much thicker than a bagel. Completely tastes like pizza dough. I see that.
You can feel it, right? And then it's airy, but not like the big airiness that's in a in a bagel. And you know, it's not as high, obviously.
It's,
I mean,
it's denser.
Right, it is denser. Definitely. You know, the yeast is making it rise, but it doesn't have that extra added sugar, which I think makes the bagel rise higher as well. So because there's no sugar definitely in this one.
I gotta get to the onion part. That's what I've been eyeing.
Yes, I do too, but I'm gonna have to go for a bigger bite than this. Oh, you got to the onion.
I ripped right to it. Look at this thing, guys. I would say the onion's a nice surprise in the middle. I'm a fan of onions. If you like onions, you may like bialys more than bagels. But I will say that I grew up eating bagels all the time in New Jersey, and I'll still take a bagel over a bialy. But if you're visiting New York and you want something very unique, an old school bialy place like this, you are telling me is extremely hard to find. Stop number 3. I've actually been to this place a really long time ago. We're gonna try some kosher pickles. And this is actually something that used to be everywhere on the Lower East Side, and now these are pretty much your only options in the area.
So the people brought over what they knew how to do. They knew how to make pickles. It was an inexpensive item, and it felt like home cooking. The home food store. At that time, it was a nickel for a pickle. New pickle. See how green it is?
Right, so that's kind of like closest it can be to a cucumber.
Yes, it's only been pickled for 1 to 10 days.
Wow.
And after 2 weeks, it turns to a half sour pickle. You see how the color changes? It goes sort of yellow.
Right.
And then the other pickle, we saw the sour pickles, those are 3 months old. And those are the most garlicky and the most dill flavored.
So we're going with the classic. We've been doing classics all day. Sour pickle, super sour, right?
Full sour this is.
Full sour.
3 weeks curing.
3 weeks for this. Okay, let's do it. So much pickle juice, I would say, in it.
Definitely sour.
So juicy, so sour.
And you heard that snap too when I bit into it, right? It's super crisp, like extra fresh, good.
Really crunchy, oh yeah.
Yes.
This is actually a very popular stop on the Jewish food tours. They have some on the Lower East Side. I took one a long time ago. I have been here before. I think the owner is a character. Definitely stop by this place.
Yeah, like you said, it was 5 cents a pickle. Hey, no, Hudson loves pickles too. And now only $1 a pickle, so it's still a very affordable food.
So you said a pickle for a nickel.
A pickle for a nickel, that's it. Oh, Hudson. Ready? Catch. All right.
Hudson deserves his own channel, I think.
Not too sour, Hudson. What do you think?
Hudson, what do you think?
Stamp of approval? Yeah.
As someone who's Jewish, I find the history of this neighborhood so fascinating. Many Jews who live in the United States can trace back their roots to the Lower East Side. At one point, there was 1.5 million Jews living in this neighborhood, and in fact, between 1900 and 1910, there were more Jews in the Lower East Side than anywhere else in the world. Now it's not like that anymore, but the history remains.
Russ and Daughters, we have covered them before. I like them so much, so I thought this video could not be complete without a stop to a very famous spot on the Lower East Side if you're a fan of bagels with lox.
Back in the early 1900s, you know, stores were passed down from like father to son, never to the daughters. But the interesting story is Joel Russ, who founded Russ and Daughters. He had 3 beautiful daughters who worked in the store as teenagers. And he quickly realized that his store became the most popular appetizing store in the early 1900s because people would come in to flirt with his daughters. Like the, you know, little matchmaking going on or whatever it was. And he's like, oh, my daughters are actually big assets to my business. Let me put them on the sign, because before then it was called Joel Russ Cut Rate Appetizer.
Every time I go to Russ and Daughters, I get the same thing, the classic. It's an everything bagel with scallion cream cheese, Nova Scotia salmon. It's just the traditional best choice, trust me. I'm sure you've had this just as many times, or not, if not more than I've had this.
But it doesn't matter, because you don't grow tired of a Russ and Daughters smoked salmon, cream cheese, and everything bagel. I mean, who could ask for anything more?
No.
Okay, let's go for it.
Let's do it. This is what mornings need to taste like. Even though it's the afternoon, this is what a morning in New York should start with.
I agree. I have to have an extra bite. That's how good it is. Extra, extra good.
They do their salmon better than anybody.
Oh, wow.
So fresh.
It is. And I want to tell you another quick funny story. Nikki Russ Fenneman, the 4th generation co-owner, told us that her father was never so happy. She actually was a lawyer before she started working at the shop, and she said that her father was more happy when she learned how to slice properly their smoked salmon, like slice it so thin that you could read through it, than when she, you know, graduated from law school and got her Barr degree. That he was more proud of her for that smoked salmon cutting. So
priorities were in the right place.
Exactly.
New York has some of the best Greek food outside of the country, and Astoria, Queens is the epicenter. Today, we're gonna eat at the best reviewed Greek restaurants to see if they're worth it. Stop number 1, Polaiko, 4.9 on Google reviews. The most underrated coffee shop in Astoria, the nicest owners in the world. Pastries and coffee are super on point and reasonable prices. Run, don't walk here. Amazing pastries and Boric pies, homemade yogurt, absolutely delicious and homemade with fair price. I like the word fair price these days.
I love this place. It's a real hole in the wall. It's a local favorite, as you can tell by all the Greek men outside. It's the real deal. 1 spinach pie and 1 bogazza, please.
2 Freddo cappuccinos?
And 1 Freddo espresso, please.
My mouth is watering right now. My mouth is watering. Oh, you're getting excited too.
This is kuluri,
Colori.
spanakopita, bogazza.
Perfect.
Take 1 of each.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have some free chocolate bars, Greek hospitality at work. I haven't drank a Freddo cappuccino since I was in Greece a year ago. I spent a month there. I drank one of these every single day, and I've been dreaming about having it again. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Just like I remember it in Greece. Oh, just like I remember it. Put a little cinnamon on top, some sugar. Perfect for a hot day. It's gonna be like 90 today in the city. We're surrounded by about a dozen older Greek men, and they don't even have any care of what we're doing. I love this. This is called kolori. I guess you said like a Greek bagel?
Close thing I would compare it to, yeah. Kolori, you find these all over Athens. I'd say it's the most popular street food you get in Athens everywhere. It's affordable, delicious.
Here it is, right in Astoria. The Greek homeland. In fact, New York City has the largest Greek population in the United States, and second only to Melbourne, Australia, for outside of Greece.
Absolutely. Yeah, my family came here back in the day. I grew up here in Astoria.
Soft, doughy.
Love the flavor from the sesame seeds.
Yeah,
so good.
Perfect complement to a little morning coffee. The Freddo cappuccino.
Yeah, it's great. This we have the spinach pie. In Greek, it's called spanakopita. Has a little bit of feta cheese inside. It's got the flaky phyllo dough on the outside.
You made that look easy.
This is what Tolaiko is very famous for, is the spanakopita. And she actually put it in the oven for us to heat it up. So it has the earthiness of the spinach and a little bit of funky cheese in there. It's wonderful.
All right, now I gotta grab myself some. All right, we take a big bite. Little spinach pie in the morning. Feta cheese, spinach. The Greeks know how to eat healthy, I gotta say. After you eat vegetables in Greece,
yeah,
it's so hard coming back to the US and eating vegetables anymore. Oh, so hard. And last but not least,
this one's really calling my name right now. This one is bugatsa. It's very famous in the north in Thessaloniki, the second largest city in Greece, but you can find it all over the country. It's a custard pie, so you see that nice custard layer inside. There's phyllo on the outside. On top there's cinnamon, powdered sugar. You could just smell that aroma, that cinnamon. I can't even talk about it anymore. It's just... That cinnamon hits you right away, that bit of sugar. And the custard is not too creamy. It's not a heavy dairy flavor. It's a perfect balance. This is an incredible bugatsa. For New York, I think probably one of the best you can get here.
This is one of the first things I ever ate in the country of Greece when I was in Crete on a food tour. We got this in the morning. Look at me struggling. Look at this amateur. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect morning, a mix of sweet and savory. Perfect breakfast.
She's like, oh, I gave you a fork. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're eating with our hands. She's like, oh, Greek style.
Definitely doing it Greek style, as you can see.
Yeah.
Frankie Souvlaki, 4.7 on Google reviews. Some of the best tasting and most satisfying Greek food out there. Unbelievable lamb gyro sandwiches. A staple in Astoria. Top spot to have a souvlaki in the hood. The very best souvlaki skewers I've ever had. This food truck is an institution. All right, I'm sold. Let's go. I swear you can smell that souvlaki down the block.
Right as we it smells phenomenal. Like, I love this place. We get 3 lamb sticks, lemon, salt, oregano, please.
After holding one of these lamb sticks for a few minutes, my wrist is actually sore. There's like a pound of meat on it.
They're very generous. So there's a lot of great souvlaki in Astoria. It's like the top Greek street food to eat in this neighborhood. The reason why we picked Frankie's, not only because they're the best rated, I've actually been coming here since I was a little kid. Coming here, Steinway, 31st Avenue, they've been here for years. They used to be just a little cart, now they're a bigger truck. They've been here since the 70s. And another reason, they also have lamb souvlaki. Hard to get lamb souvlaki in New York, and even in Greece it's hard to find.
Oh, let's do this.
Yeah.
Pumped. So tender. Oh, forget dollar pizza. I think I'd rather walk around with this. You?
Oh yeah.
I saw dudes just taking this to go, walking and eating.
Yep.
Oh.
Better for you, high keto protein. Yep.
Keto friendly.
As a kid, I used to also get the big hunk of bread on top. We used to order it at lemon, salt, oregano. That's the classic Greek way to get it.
What'd this cost when you were a kid? I'm curious.
Oh, I don't remember.
Like $1?
About $1 something, $2. Back in the 90s.
I still think this is a good deal for New York.
Oh, it is.
And I feel like this place is so New York. We saw people of like every skin color, ethnicity showing up here, supporting a local institution. Love it. I love Astoria. I mean, I say this every time I'm in Queens, that Queens is the best borough in New York City for food. And I know you're not going to argue that.
Oh, no. Best borough for food, best borough, period. I'm biased. I'm a born and raised Queens kid, but I love it. And these are one of the places that make Astoria and Queens in general very special.
This would have been so good at a July 4th barbecue. Oh.
I know. Yeah, get a bunch of lamb souvlaki. Like, who needs hot dogs?
Yeah, exactly. I get asked all the time, do I give tours in New York? I don't, but I always push people to Greg's street food tours of Queens. One of the best tour guides in all of New York City. I vouch for this man. If you want to explore off the beaten path, sign up for his tour. Putting a link down in the description. You're going to love it. Bahari, 4.6 on Google reviews. Definitely a place to visit if you're in Astoria. Food was delicious and fresh, customer service awesome and friendly. Some of the best Greek food I have had in Queens, the lamb was cooked to perfection. The absolute best authentic Greek food in all 5 boroughs. I've been coming here for over 7 years and never looked back. I actually think this is perfectly fitting for a Greek taverna because in Greece, eating outside is a big deal.
It is. And just like this, like the setup is just like...
Yeah. It's like I'm on one of the Greek islands, except we're on a different island right now.
Yeah, except the N train's rolling by.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as peaceful.
Instead of a nice ferry, it's the N train.
Yeah. The piquilia, large, fried calamari, and you have the aguinares.
Oh,
thank you.
A little dip for the pita.
Let's maybe, yeah.
Tzatziki, you know, clockwise, spice, you know.
Yeah, this is what tiro kafteri.
Tiro kafteri, melizana, skordalya, tarama.
Tarama salad, right?
All right. You know, man. You know. You don't have to have them
That's
tell
why I had to
you.
order this, man. This is like the classic. That's also why I like bahari, because they include 5 dips in their platter. You have the melizana salata, which is eggplant dip. Skordalya, which is a potato garlic dip. Tarama salata, it's a fish egg dip. Tzatziki is the yogurt with cucumber dip. And then tiro kafteri, the spicy feta.
Spicy feta to kick things off. Pita bread, soft, delicious. Feta's got a little bit of a kick to it. I don't know if I've ever had spicy feta before. Usually it's pretty mild for me, but wow. Packs a little punch. For anyone who's never been to a Greek taverna before, why is it such an important experience?
It's definitely, the food is great, but just the vibe of it. So like, you know, if you've been to Greece or have not been to Greece, eating outside like this, even the way they set it up here, they even put the little paper with these little metal hooks to keep it from blowing away, because the Greek islands can be quite windy. It's just the vibe of it. So people usually hang out after the meal, have their coffee, dessert. It's usually a long, drawn-out affair.
Oh, wow. Ooh, got a lot of stuff. All right, it may not be fresh caught out of the Aegean, but seafood here, man, looks on point.
Yeah, this is really the classic Greek way to have fried calamari. It's just lightly covered in flour and some herbs, not a heavy batter. There's some lemon on it, good to go.
Sadly enough, I've had a lot of bad calamari in New York City. This right here, some of the best calamari I've ever had in New York.
It's easy to mess up calamari or octopus, but this is very tender and very light. So this is horta. This is actually a very healthy, it's probably the healthiest side dish you can order. You get this a lot in Greece. It's usually some sort of wild green. Sometimes they use dandelion greens. It's nice just to drizzle some olive oil on top and squeeze some lemon to add that citrus.
Let's try this out, here we go. Some of that Greek healthy food, like you said. I'm telling you, Greece spoils you with veggies. They spoiled me so much.
And the funny thing, this dish here is called aginares. It's not easy to find, especially here in the US. These are artichokes with carrot, peas, potato with dill. It's a very comforting, homey food. My yaya, my grandma, she makes this dish a lot. She actually came here many years ago and she gave it this thumbs up. She gave the seal of approval. Yaya approved.
Yaya approved. Aginares.
Aginares.
Yaya approved. Your yaya's got good taste, I'll tell you.
Yeah, she makes it very similar to this. That flavor of the dill really makes it special, and a bit of lemon. Very homey, like light, comforting dish.
As I look at this spread in front of us, I have to say I like your line of thinking, because you have a lot of different types of foods. We're mixing it all. It's very social. Maybe it was a little later in the day to have a drink or two.
Yeah, might get some dessert though.
Okay. Greek hospitality all day long, courtesy dessert.
Yep. So any good Greek restaurant worth their weight always gives you a free dessert, whether in Greece or in the US. This is also a good sign.
I'd pay for this.
Semolina cake. A little cinnamon, very nice. Not too sweet.
Only thing we're missing is our ouzo shot right
now.
That
or Rocky, yeah.
Rocky or set.
Today we're going on another cheap eats food crawl in one of Queens' most expensive neighborhoods, Long Island City. $10 or less. We'll be trying food from all over the world with a bunch of Queens locals. You do not want to miss this. Is it possible to eat cheap in Long Island City?
I don't know. Long Island City is pretty expensive, man.
I think so.
I don't think it's easy, but it's possible, and it might not be for long.
Every great cheap eats journey usually starts with a dumpling spot. 8-piece pork and chive dumplings, and then one order of the 8-piece veggie. That's it. I think it looks very well presented. It's a lot prettier than your typical dumpling spot, I would say.
You can tell that the skin is very thick. That's the way they like it here.
A lot of times when we eat dumplings, I like to smother it with a lot of soy sauce, but here you said it's not necessary.
They have the homemade chili oil and the sesame seeds already put on, also the scallions and the cilantro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're absolutely right. You don't need any extra sauce on it. With the chili oil, chives, just melted in my mouth in like one beautiful bite.
Dumplings started at the LIC Free as a little stand for a few years. After that, they became a food truck in Midtown. The lines would be down the block. And now they are back in LIC where they started as a fast casual restaurant.
I love hearing stories like that. That's how it works sometimes in New York. You start as a food truck or a little stand, you work your way up, you get popular on social media, and bam, you have your own shop.
Like I said, I'm not a vegetarian fan, but John got me eating all of these vegetables. tastes like what my mom makes. The pickled vegetable is a good addition. It's got the extra sour, rich taste to it than just regular edamame. I like it.
Crispy skin, delicious. You know what? Even though it's vegetable, it is darn good.
I'm a huge fan of pickles, so this is my favorite side here.
Healthy cheap eats right here. Healthy cheap eats. Really?
Almost everything on the menu here qualifies as a cheap eat.
What a long walk we have. Our next stop is half block away. These guys are busy, they're moving fast. These are big slices. Story with Slice is that Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports gave them an 8.1, and the place really blew up after that.
Nothing's more New York than pizza, right? It looks good. It's got the oil on it. You can see the flop.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah, it's got the big flop.
Huge flop. And mine has a little piece of buffalo ranch on it from Ben's order. But all right, let's try this.
All right.
First time for both of us. Definitely a step over Joe's. Oh yeah. Thin, crispy. I like the tomato sauce. Definitely a fan of this sauce. A little zesty.
I like this a lot. I like the crust most of all. Cheese is very good. The oil matches in with it.
After one bite, it's so much easier to hold this up. I didn't realize how iconic this New York fold was until I started traveling to other cities to eat pizza. And I saw people, just kind of holding it like this. And I thought everybody eats pizza like that. I didn't know.
Really?
You needed to come somewhere to get that classic New York City experience. And you're in Queens and right here in Long Island City.
I made the right choice. They ran a margarita and they rushed me to get this. It's got the right amount of crunch. That's pretty important in my pizza.
Buffalo slice. Let's give it a shot. I'm not a big fan of grease, but let's see how it goes. That buffalo sauce is really good.
So Christmas in the Philippines is crazy, which is why my mom is very embarrassed that I don't have my Christmas tree yet. Please don't put the date when this was posted, because I'm supposed to have this by September. I was supposed to have this at September. It's already mid-December, right? And it's like, yep.
Early for next year.
Early for next year. Hopefully it lasts till next year.
Yeah, we were literally at this truck a few days ago. We asked all the local what their favorite spots are, and everyone says this is the spot to go.
Barbacoa tacos, one al pastor, one fish taco. I'm excited. After Ben talked it up, I actually watched their video of this place. I was drooling. I need more good taco trucks in my life. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. You're not really eating tacos unless you've got Jarritos or Mexican Coke. I'm sorry. It costs a lot more than you would pay in Mexico, but I will say that you get humongous portions. This was $4.50 for the barbacoa. I feel like in Mexico it would be 50% the size. It would also be a ton cheaper, but that's a different story. But look how much guacamole we got in here. It's like more guac than goat meat. But I'm not putting any salsa. I'm just gonna take a big bite.
Let's do it.
Let's try this.
Freaking genius.
That's a good way to describe food.
Pineapple and pizza, maybe. Pineapple and taco, genius.
Al pastor convert here. Barbacoa, very solid. Actually, sort of like the perfect type of food. I know they eat this a lot on weekends in Mexico in the morning. It's cold out. This is warming me up.
Oh wow. This is so tender. The goat meat is great. Generous amount of guac. Oh my gosh.
I got the fish taco here. Last time we got the shrimp taco and that was delicious. The vegetables are fresh and crispy. I love this taco.
When I I think of Long Island City, I always think of these luxury high-rise condos right on the water, but I never really gave the food scene much thought.
The Manhattan people won't come here as often, but the Queens people love Long Island.
A lot of Manhattan people won't go above 14th Street, so getting them to come to Long Island City, which is one stop away, 5 minutes from Grand Central, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to explore Queens, like some baby steps into Queens, just one stop.
This bakery has to be my favorite bakery in all of Queens. I've tried many, but this one takes a spot.
He's got me excited. Let's do this. Let's get some dessert after a day full of eating cheap stuff.
4 chocolates and 1 almond, yeah.
Definitely one of the finest views, all of New York City and Manhattan right here. Got it all. The Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building. There's a reason people spend the big bucks to live here. That view doesn't hurt. I'm a sucker for a romantic story, and do we have a story for Ben and Ming right here that Mr. Action Kid was an accomplice to their surprise engagement on his live stream?
This guy here told me the plan of wanting to propose to his girlfriend Ming. So he's like, hey, you want to set something up? We'll do a live stream. So we came over here, we bought pastries from that same bakery, and he proposed right here.
Where was the actual proposal spot? Like show me the actual spot. Oh, I thought they had a plaque for your proposal. Ben and Ming.
It was a good awkward 5 minutes of eating the wonderful croissants right over on those seats, the 3 chairs, exactly 3 chairs. And then we came over here.
I stood and I was like, okay, waiting for it to happen. And then he's like, all right, Ming. I'm like, okay. Okay.
This is very cool to be eating with Manhattan behind us, and very cool because it's like 40 degrees with 15-mile-an-hour wind chill. We're shivering, but we're gonna eat this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
You broke that.
Oh.
All right. I just bit right into some kind of a huge chocolate chip. It's like heaven in my mouth. I'm such a chocoholic. Oh.
Almond croissant. You can see all the powder on it. Give this a go. It is so flaky, so buttery. Take a look at the inside here. Amazing. That's all I could say. So good.
Super flaky, love the chocolates. I'm a big fan of chocolate, so this is great.
I think we should have bought the hot chocolate or a coffee right now. That would have actually been perfect, but outside of that, the sun's about to set. New York City, good friends here. What else could you ask for? All right, make sure to show some love to the Bing Buzz Ben and Ming. Subscribe to their channel, Action Kid, as well. Hope you enjoy. Tell me in the comments which of these cheap eats you most want to try. I'm curious. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Till next time. Bye. Today we're going to New York's best neighborhood for Mexican street food. I'm talking mouth-watering tacos, semitas, quesadillas, and more to show you why New York's Mexican food game is seriously underrated. Hope you brought your appetites. I've got Greg, my native New Yorker, Queens food insider, and Birria-landia is changing the game here in Jackson Heights.
Oh yeah, they're the first. They changed the game in New York City tacos, period. Like, started here, now they have 4 trucks around the city.
All right, you can tell they're serious about their tacos when they have their own bouncer.
Y la idea la empezó en la casa cocinando durante varios años y de un día para otro dijo, pues vamos a intentarlo, venderle a la gente, que la gente pruebe nuestros tacos y parece que fue muy popular porque hemos tenido bastante audiencia.
Birria from Birria-landia, often imitated, never duplicated. These were the first people to do birria in New York City.
Yeah, they opened here in 2019. They got 2 stars from New York Times. The same critic gave Peter Luger, the famous steakhouse, 0 stars.
Now, for anyone who has never had birria before, we've got birria de res, we have beef with cilantro, onion, salsa, and the consomme.
Yeah.
All right, you can't forget the consomme.
Never.
The best part's dipping in the consomme by far.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, give it a good dip. Can't be shy. There we go.
All right, let's take a big bite. I've been dreaming about this bite. If anyone ever asks me where's the best taco in New York City, I say right here. I cannot think of a better taco in New York City. So juicy, so delicious, worth the trek to Queens or in Manhattan or in Brooklyn, wherever you are.
Or the Bronx.
Or the Bronx. This is next level. This is like game-changing tacos.
Yeah, I agree. Best in New York City for sure. The taste is great as it has every single time. I love that crispy shell, the tender, juicy meat, just the right amount of spice in here. Phenomenal.
You actually look in the consomme, look at the chunks of beef that you are dipping your birria into. You could eat the consomme on the side. I think I'd be very satisfied if this was all I ate. This was my meal, just the consomme itself. There's a reason there's always a super long line here at Birrialandia. There's a very good reason for it. And if you've never had a birria taco before in New York City, find your nearest Birrialandia and like, what are you waiting for? So that was very cool. The whole truck just came out to take a photo with us because back in 2019, we were the first people ever on social media to include them in a video before even the New York Times. So we're very proud of that and very proud of how successful they've become. So that was a cool moment right there. I could smell this food truck half block away. Any good street food tour needs a sandwich, and this isn't Katz's Deli, not a tourist in sight.
Far from it. This truck Tia Julia has been here for years. It's a gem in this neighborhood. One of my favorite sandwiches all in New York City, the samita. Dos samita milanesa de pollo. Por favor, corta dos pedazos, por favor.
You can tell we're in the right spot. We've got a Spanish telenovela playing behind us. So that's the first indicator. And it's $10 for a samita. You've got $10 worth of avocado sticking out of that thing.
This thing is incredible. I mean, it's got so much going on in here. You have the Oaxaca cheese, you have the milanesa de pollo, so like very thin breaded chicken. You have the chipotle, you have beans, and you also have the papalo leaf. That's really what gives it like, I can't even describe that flavor. It's just extra oomph in here, but that chipotle, oh, I can't even talk about it anymore. We just gotta eat.
All right, bon appetit. I needed 3 bites. Milanesa, first thing, the chicken, breaded chicken, fantastic, so much flavor. There's a little spiciness too, the chipotle. This takes your average boring American sandwich and it just gives it a kick in the butt. Oh.
I love the creaminess. You got creaminess of avocado, creaminess of the cheese, a little bit of mayo in there, but then that papalo leaf hits you. Oh.
So you'll call this one of the best sandwiches in New York City right here?
Easily.
A little treat, Cafe de Olla. Yep. What is
Cafe
this?
de Olla. So it's got cinnamon in here. That's really like, I remember drinking this in markets in Mexico City. I love it for breakfast, but I love it even this time in the evening. Nice and warming.
Oh yeah.
Perk us up for the rest of the food we're gonna eat.
Perking us up, and I can feel how caffeinated it is, and I taste just that hint of sweetness. You could just stop by here for a coffee if you don't have an appetite.
I've done it, yeah.
Look at this line forming. Would you say this is one of the most popular street food trucks in Jacksonites Elmhurst?
It is, yeah, and it's been here for a long time. They've been just consistently delicious too.
Consistently delicious. That's important in New York. If you are not consistently good, people will find another spot. All right, what I find interesting about Las Quesadillas is normally quesadillas aren't something that are featured so much on a menu. It just happens to be there, but these guys specialize in it.
Oh yeah, they've been here for a while too. They actually were used to be a cart and now they're a full-size truck. They just got this truck recently. So they've been a neighborhood staple for a while. We love them.
And only $3.50. Hola. Me gustaría ordenar una quesadilla con tinga y una de mole y un tlacoyo. Yeah, tlacoyo frijol. That's it. Remember what I said about coming at Jacksonites to practice your Spanish? Well, they have an English menu as a QR code, but the main menu only in Espanol. Wow. Woo! Look at this. I mean, this is pretty standard issue quesadilla, right?
Yeah, what I love at this spot, they make everything fresh here. You can really just smell the aroma of that corn when they make this. It's, oh.
All right, vamos. I feel like I'm at my Mexican aunt's house, and she just cooked this up a few minutes ago in the kitchen. Tastes homemade.
I totally agree with you. This really has that homemade taste. It just like put a lot of love into this. Something about the masa here, you really just get that nice corn flavor that really stands out. It's very light too. There's something more like a snack.
You know what I really love about coming to Roosevelt Ave, Jackson Heights? It's the vibe you get on this street. There's so many lights. There's music playing from everywhere, cars honking, the train flying through every few minutes. It's a complete vibe here. It's a complete experience.
So this is kind of a sleeper here at the Quesadillas truck. It's the tlacoyo. So it's made fresh with masa, and inside there's lots of beans. You have your lettuce, crema, some cheese. I love this. It's good for the vegetarians out there.
Never tried this before. Just comfort food, Mexican comfort food on the go if you're in Jackson Heights. I mean, Mexican food has so many different types of cuisines. I've been to Mexico at least 10 times. My wife is from there. I've never had this before. I'm trying new things in New York City that I've never tried in Mexico before. That's the glory of this place. We have not had one thing today on this tour that I have not thought was fantastic. People that live here have no idea how spoiled they are. You are spoiled to live here.
I'm very aware.
I don't know what I like more, the quesadilla or the tlacoyo. I say if you come here, order both. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to explore this part of Queens and you feel intimidated to come out to Jackson Heights, I've got the solution for you. Greg runs the best street food tour in New York City. Book it down below and he can make this kind of day a reality for you. But instead of just Mexican food, you're gonna eat all over the world. Book it now. Don Munchies. This may be the best name for a food truck in history.
Oh yeah, and one of the coolest looking cars I've ever seen in my life. Very colorful.
And it's just desserts and snacks. After the day we've had, like I can't think of a better ending.
Yeah, look what we got. I love their menu too.
We've got churro bites, mini churros, elote, esquite. It feels like we're going to like some little bubble tea shop with the style of the menu.
It just smells phenomenal. I drool every time I walk by this cart. Oh man.
I don't think that's something you think of very often. Street food that's strictly dessert, that's not an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
They gave us I think a free sampling here of the mini pancakes.
Oh, freshly made.
Nutella on top and powdered sugar. Wow. You know, I've never had a mini pancake before. I don't know why I never thought of this. What a genius idea.
Oh yeah.
You see it made right in front of you.
Delicious.
What a day. How are we consuming all these calories? I may never eat again after today.
They gave us an elote to try. Oh man. You can smell that chile. Wow.
We show up with the camera here to Don Munchies and they just keep giving us more and more stuff. We have the mini churros here. Like, I don't know how I signed up for this job, but 8-year-old John would be very impressed and jealous that I get to do this right now. All right, Greg, jump in here.
Let's try this.
You want to be like the hit of any party? Walk in with these. The party will stop, everyone will rotate and move towards you.
Oh man. They're very addictive. I think he nailed the texture of these. It's like nice, crunchy, not overly sweet. It's got that cinnamon bite. These are incredible.
A lot of kids are lining up here too. My parents watching, very good spot. I have a few tables here as well. This used to be a plantain before I got buried by a pound of Nutella, some strawberry sauce, and God knows what else. Oh. This is the sweetest plantain I've ever had in my entire life. I can barely tell it's a plantain. That's not a bad thing though. Cheers to a heck of a night.
Oh yeah.
Drinking the atole right now, which has the cookie.
Yeah, the Maria cookies, a little bit of cinnamon, milk in here. So it's basically like pulverized, like crushed cookies. Basically drinking cookies and milk together. Like how can you go wrong with that? And not too sweet actually.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think Don Munchies could be the next big place on Instagram or TikTok. Seeing how they make those desserts, I think it lends itself so well to social media, and these guys are gonna be a hit.
I think so too.
What a street, Roosevelt Ave here. Like, what a street. Foodie's paradise.
Can't beat it.
From tacos to churros.
Yeah.
Anything you're looking for. Midtown Manhattan's known for two things, tourists and commuters, but it has some amazing cheap eats. You know the rules, $10 or less. We'll be eating pizza, halal food, pastries,
and even grilled cheese. You don't want to miss it. One thing we've been sorely lacking in this series are coffee shops. 10,000 Coffee is a brand from Sydney, Australia. They've just opened and they've been super busy. I love the modern minimalistic feel here. You can tell they're concentrating on the most important element, the coffee. You even have bean cards here where you find out the exact details of the coffee blend you're about to drink. Let's do one of the espresso cream lattes with honey cookie. The other will be a panela latte. Then we'll do the Columbia pour over. The cool thing is if you order any of their signature coffee, it comes with a pairing menu and you get a free sweet on the side.
Best latte ever. It's sweet. I like that. I'm not an expert at coffee, but I think I can tell when I love a coffee and when I don't, and I really, really love this one. Like, it's really, really good.
The amount of effort that the staff puts in to make each and every one of these coffees, absolutely impressive. Well worth the price. Espresso cream latte, a little chocolate on top, and I'm gonna take a bite of my little honey cookie after. It's got just like the little hint of chocolate flavor. This is pure art. I don't know if I've ever enjoyed an iced coffee more in my entire life. Seriously, if you are a coffee aficionado, owe it to yourself to try this. So for a little extra, I bought myself a croissant too. And we're not that far from Times Square.
This should be your first coffee in New York City.
We're talking about first pizza? Yeah. This could be your first coffee in New York.
I have to say, I always drink my coffee really slow. Sometimes it gets cold. Look at this, like I can't stop drinking.
It's true, I live with her.
It's quite an experience. I think this is the first black coffee I've had that didn't make me go, you know, like when you go like.
65 degrees in early March. This day is an absolute blessing. To be spending it doing cheap eats is just like icing on the cake. This one's a little bit of a no-brainer since the Empire State Building is right across the street. Oh, it smells so good. Can I get 1 grandma, 2 cheese? Little Italy Pizza has the exact same owners as Bleecker Street Pizza, and you all know that's my favorite pizza spot in the world. I've actually been here a couple of times, love the spot, got the margarita slice right here. Looks a little bit like the Nonna Maria for my Bleecker Street Pizza fans out there. You can tell they're in the Bleecker Street Pizza family because the marinara sauce on top, very similar to the tomato sauce on the Nonna Maria, and this crust is so flaky. I'm usually not someone that compliments the crust of a pizza when I take my first bite, but wow. You're in Midtown Manhattan, Little Italy Pizza, you can do a lot worse for your first New York City slice. This is fantastic.
This is what I imagined when I saw the Ninja Turtles pizza. It's so good. I'm in my happy place.
I'm trying the famous grandma slice, which is what they're known for at Little Italy Pizza. Like Nonna Maria style, but on the Sicilian. It's like a really thin, flat crust. Very different from your traditional Sicilian that you'll get in New York City, which I always feel like is more puffed up. Really unique, and again, I know the owners here, I know the ingredients they use. It's really good. All right, let's get one classic. Got the goods. I've been to Melt Shop many times before. I know the quality of this spot. Got 5 locations in New York City. And in order to keep this cheap eats, I had to get the classic Melt American and cheddar cheese on white bread. Now, many of you ask Adriana and I, how do we stay so slim doing all these cheap eats videos? I'll tell you how, by splitting stuff sometimes. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's something that's so simple, but they have really high quality cheese. They're American and they're cheddar. It's just simple, just simplicity here that works.
It's so crunchy. I really like that. This is definitely one of my favorite things of US.
Really, what are some other American foods that you're into outside of grilled cheese? Now I'm curious.
I like chicken and waffles.
Okay.
I never thought about that combo before, and it's so good. Mac and cheese is also really good. I tried it in Mexico before, but that's American. I really like that too.
They do grilled cheese here, they do mac and cheese here. You want a slice of the United States? No pun intended, come here. Empire State Building pointed to pizza, Radio City Music Hall points to some amazing halal food. Everyone's always talking about the halal guys. I say give a Dell's here a look instead. I always know it's a good sign when there's a long line forming. If it was your first time, what would you recommend I get?
Probably. If you get the spicy rice, I would get the sauce on the side.
Combos?
You like yellow rice or spicy rice?
What do you think? Spicy?
How adventurous do you feel like?
Feeling adventurous. What I find funny is that a lot of tourists think that hot dogs are what the local New Yorkers eat. No. Halal food, a combo rice platter like this is real New York. This is what the locals are actually eating. Lamb, little pieces of pita, chicken in here, spicy rice, some lettuce, and it is just absolutely drenched, and I mean drenched in white sauce. Big bite. A yogurt sauce, so creamy, so much flavor. Spicy rice doesn't feel too bad. I didn't put any hot sauce on it. How much better does it get than this? They got Radio City Music Hall right across from us and some epic street food. Oh, man. Where has Adele's been my entire life? They didn't know we were coming. They had no clue. They didn't pay me to say this. This is some of the best halal I've ever had in my entire life. Oh, honestly blown away. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. Knowing New Yorkers and seeing a long line like this of non-tourists, I'm not surprised. When you see a long line of locals in New York, you know something's up. Oh my God. Oh. Wow.
You can tell when John really likes something because he raises his eyebrows and then he goes just one knock. He's like, oh my God, this is so good.
My brain short circuits, yeah. Insider tip, you want a nice dinner to bring back to your hotel room in Midtown? Stop by here, $9. You'll feast like a king. Thank me later. It's getting harder and harder in New York City to find cheap eats. Today we're gonna show you 3 new spots that are perfect when you're on a budget. Do you think it's easy to find cheap eats in New York City?
It's definitely a lot of searching, a lot of digging, because they're not just like out in the open.
You can find cheap eats at sit-down spots. You just have to get a little bit clever about it. Normally, when you think of Korean fried chicken in New York, you're immediately thinking of K-Town in Midtown Manhattan. This could set a nice precedent down in Chinatown.
I actually had Korean fried chicken last night because I'm staying in K-Town. Super good, so I'm trying to like see how it compares.
The wings, 8-piece original. Can we have the sauces on the side? A lot of people think of cheap eats in New York, it's gotta be $5 this, $3 that. Like you can order something for 14 bucks, share it, and get a really good value too.
Yeah, we're not like stuffing ourselves with like carbs.
Some would call this healthy.
Dude, this actually came like super quick.
Oh yeah. We waited like less than 10 minutes.
Not even.
I'm salivating at how crispy that looks and the smell coming, and then we have the 2 flavors waiting for us. What was it, the honey soy garlic?
Yeah, and then the sweet and spicy.
Super crispy.
Oh, hot.
And hot.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared at first because it's the sweet and spicy one, but it's very light in spice. So you're not gonna die. It's actually really good though. Kind of has like a Asian barbecue style type of taste.
I have no idea what to expect here. I literally found this on Yelp. I looked up Yelp, newest, hottest locations. This was on there. Tell you what, I'm impressed so far. Crispiness, soy garlic's good. I'm really curious though about the sweet and spicy sauce.
Do it.
I wanna try that. This is a little food porn. That's good. Definitely feeling those barbecue vibes you mentioned, yeah.
I just had some of the skin by itself. Even if you don't get any of the sauces,
Yeah.
like I feel like the breading is like very well seasoned.
When word gets out about this place in Chinatown, it's gonna get busy. Come here before it gets too busy. You like what I do in New York, you'll love what she does in Vegas.
When I was like thinking about becoming a YouTuber and I was like looking for inspiration, I didn't want to watch like Vegas stuff because I didn't want to copy anybody. So I watched New York because I love New York, and I would actually watch him. Kind of fangirled when he commented on my videos.
I feel like Jollibee would hate me for liking this. But I did double dip, but I made sure it's the other end.
You're making the rules here, huh?
Instead of, I'd rather say it now than see the comments.
Banned.
What's some of the crunch on this? Much better.
Vegas times 20. Times probably more than that.
I think more than 20.
Keep making content that's passionate.
I appreciate it. I try. Thank you so much. All right, blink and you'll miss our next stop. So pretending to be a food truck, but it's actually a stand.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you didn't even go in?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of the staff told us the reason it looks like this is because there's no food trucks allowed in the Lower East Side. This is as close as they can get. So this is really cool. If you order 3 tacos, you get free chips and salsa.
Ooh.
One of this is chicken.
Okay.
This is al pastor and beef.
They're not trying to be LA birria, they're not trying to be Mexican birria. They're trying to do like a New York style, a little bit of a Puerto Rican, Dominican twist to it as well.
Usually I'm used to more of a greasier
Yeah.
taco shell, but this is like just a taco shell. I mean, there's not much like grease coming out of it.
Every single birria taco comes with its own consomme. So this is the al pastor consomme. That's the beef one, and there's no animal fat in this. What did he say it was like?
It's like a garlic oil.
Garlic oil, yeah. Oh, I love birria so much. Oh, look at this. I've never had an al pastor birria before, so even the consomme tastes like an al pastor taco. It's like blowing my mind.
It's a little sweet. Mine's a little sweet. Which is like, yeah, very different.
You know, they're really set up in the perfect location. Lower East Side. They're open at night. Could you imagine after a night of drinking coming here? Oh, we're down 5 of these. She wants to drink the al pastor consomme right here. That's how much she likes it.
Right?
She would.
I've been eating birria since I was like a kid, and like we would actually go get birria, take it to the house, and have it for breakfast.
Normally, was it Sundays, right, or Saturdays?
Yeah, Sunday. Well, that's how I grew up. Like
Yeah.
in Tijuana, it's like it was like everybody would go get birria for like Sunday morning breakfast.
A lot of you vegans complain that I'm doing a vegan stuff. I have heard your cries, and I'm here to tell you that you can get vegan birria here. Jackfruit birria even has a vegan birria consomme. Let's see how this is for my vegans out there. You don't gotta be vegan to enjoy this. There's a lot of flavor.
All right, let's get. I'm gonna try it from this side. This taco's huge. Jesus. Okay.
I'm pretty happy. You're like, not bad, New York, not bad.
I think the crispy tortilla complements the fish taco very well.
Shout out to my boy Marco's World NYC for giving me the hot tip on this place. He has one of the best food Instagram TikToks in New York City. Check it out. So Revel just opened up in New York. You can get Teslas like an Uber for about the same price in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. Not sponsored by Revel, for the record. That was just for fun. Every cheap eats adventure needs to end with some dessert. Captain Cookie and the Milkman. What do you think of that name?
I mean, it sounds like there's some superheroes, like it's Batman and Robin.
We're seeing the superhero decor right here. It's pretty cool.
Honestly, I kind of just like the regular chocolate chip. I don't know what it is, but this place like makes me want to have milk along with my cookies.
We kind of have to. 1 chocolate chip, 1 peanut butter, 1 double chocolate chip. These guys have only been open for 3 months, so they don't have like a cult following just yet. Maybe they'll be the next Insomniac Cookies, I don't know.
I feel like this is a place that you're gonna have all the little kids asking their parents to come.
Yeah, for all my little kid viewers out there, Tell mom and dad. Instead of the cocktail bars, go right here. Cheers.
That's chewy.
Little sugar on top here. See those little pieces?
I think these are some of the softest chocolate chips I've
Really?
ever had on a cookie. Yeah, I want you to try it with
Let me try.
an actual chocolate chip. Here, try that part.
Thank
Ooh,
you
look.
so much. Look at that. Gooey chocolate chips.
The cookie's not even hot and it's like melting in your mouth. By the way.
The real test though is dunking it in some milk. Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's just like this random cookie here on the table. It probably doesn't belong to anybody, so I guess I'll try it.
It's supposed to be the camera guys. I don't know where he went though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Holy treasure. That's so much chocolate.
Camera guy's like missing. I might take one more piece. This is so good. It really does like melt in your mouth. Wow.
I just don't think I like the crumbs of cookie in my milk.
Why not?
No, you don't belong in there.
They definitely belong in there. Tell us in the comments if the crumbs belong in the milk, okay? Today we're eating one of America's favorite street foods, the hot dog. We'll be visiting 3 of the best rated hot dog stands in New York City. Hope you brought your appetites. Billy's Hot Dogs. This place is really intriguing. 100 5-star reviews on Google. Best hot dog I've ever had, cooked just right. All the reviews are totally true. Good hot dogs, but especially such a friendly owner. This spot has no social media, no phone number, just a schedule off of Google. I don't even know if this is gonna be here. Come on. All right. So simple. It's so New York. We heard you were the best hot dog cart in New York. You seem very popular around here. I'm seeing the line. I'm gonna send people to you.
My friend. I have so many customers I can't even handle it. The thing we can do is just put over here, help who wanted, no experience necessary to train at the spot.
Deal.
Okay.
We're about to eat hot dogs on a bench next to Central Park. Does it get much more New York than that? So excited.
That was my dream when I came here.
Was it?
It was one of those things as a tourist you want to do because you see it in the movies.
This looks fantastic. Look at this thing. This is the OG street food of New York City, if you think about it. Before halal, before anything else, hot dog. Ready?
All right, let's go.
Let's try it. I think of a hot dog experience in New York City. I'm thinking of this right here. Like nice snap to the dog when you take that bite. Onion sauce adds another layer to the flavor. I think this is what you go for. This is what all the reviews said to get is the onion sauce. What about you? How you feeling?
Simple but perfect. You don't need much. You like the bone, red sausage, and the fantastic onion sauce.
I almost never see long lines at hot dog stands in New York. We even saw Billy running to a car. Somebody just pulled up, ordered a hot dog. That's how much of like a neighborhood celebrity this guy is. I saw people running over real quick. Everyone has a chat with the guy.
They even have like holiday cars from families probably around the area. That's so cool.
Having that neighborhood guy, be it a hot dog, be it coffee, be it anything, where like he knows what you want and he's got absolutely no attention. He could be the first ones to ever film him, as far as I know. This is a milestone moment. Our baby boy, who's not born yet, just had his first New York City hot dog. Is he kicking?
No, but he will soon. He'll be happy. Only locals know about it, I think. I think if a tourist walks by, they're gonna think it's just one more vendor.
Thank you. That was honestly one of the best hot dogs I've had in my entire life. It was so good. Thank you. Keep up the good work. I did not know this was a thing in New York. I had no clue that you could charge your Tesla here. Learn something new every day. Santa Salsa. We're gonna get some Venezuelan street hot dogs, or we'll call them hipster hot dogs. This is the hipster capital of Brooklyn, Bushwick. Also the street art capital, vintage stores, a lot of good food, a lot of good bars. Yummy Venezuelan hot dogs, hip atmosphere, friendly staff. I love Santa Salsa almost as much as myself. Okay, let's see.
So Santa Salsa started as a push cart in Rockaway Beach. Here is to enjoy the artwork on the walls with the food, the music. You can find almost in every corner hot dog carts where they have this super crazy version of hot dogs and burgers and sandwiches. Bacon, onions, cabbage and carrots, crushed potato chips, mustard, so special sauce, the Santa salsa, and the guasacaca.
This looks like a hot dog that's about to go to some kind of award show. Like we're presenting it for the judges. This is the Pero con Todo, $5. This won Best Hot Dog in New York City by the Village Voice. And it has like every ingredient you could possibly imagine on this. Like an American hot dog on steroids. This is a kosher beef frank. Onions, cabbage, chips, cheese, ketchup, mustard, Santa salsa. I don't even know where to begin with this. Salivating, like this looks fantastic. I'm gonna take a big bite. It's really hard to describe how many flavors I just experienced in one bite, but I'd say a lot of them. And something I love about Latin hot dogs are the chips. Potato chips cut up inside of them. It takes me back to my time in Puerto Rico. I mean, he said they stay true to the roots of Venezuela and these hot dogs. This is just taking something simple, bringing it to South America, and going absolutely wild with it. And I'm just such a huge fan of it.
This is so interesting. You always ask us about vegan food. You have great options here. Just look at this one. It looks delicious. There's a sweet plantain inside with beans and guasacaca, Venezuelan green sauce. It looks delicious, guys. Oh my god, this is so good.
These held up fantastic. Like, I thought this would be a complete mess, but somehow the way they're created, they actually hold up.
As a Latin, sweet plantain in a hot dog is a great idea for a vegan hot dog. This is delicious.
Coming from a culture that doesn't have like non-vegan options probably at all, you know, so.
And you have a lot of vegans in Bushwick too, right? That's like smart move.
The whole menu is like almost 50-50. Vegan people coming here and feel like absolutely comfortable, you know, not just like, oh, we have 1-2 items for you, you know, it's like, oh no, like the menu is created for both.
My goodness, this is so gorgeous. And, whew, do I just, It's so savory, it almost tastes like a high quality taco. It's almost illegal. This should be a hot dog. It's like, this is more than just a hot dog. This is good. This is really good.
What's something unique? I don't know if it gets much more unique for a hot dog in New York City than this.
I love meat, guys. I love my meat. I love my beef. I love my turkey. I love my pork. I love this one so much.
And she's pregnant. She knows all about cravings, so trust her opinion.
So Ben, you just bought a $15 used suitcase from a thrift store next door.
Samsonite. I was gonna go to Chinatown to grab one of these, but 15 is better than 50.
Dog Day Afternoon, named after an Al Pacino bank heist movie, which was actually shot right on this block. Chicago-style hot dogs in New York City. Hands down the best Chicago dogs in NYC. Ashamed to say I'd never tried a Chicago hot dog until I came here, and they gave me the best possible first-time experience. All right, I'm pumped. 4.9, let's go. All right, loving the vintage vibes in here. This feels like I'm going somewhere after school if I was from Chicago.
I have high hopes. Low expectations, high hopes.
But I was selling pop-up hot dogs all around Brooklyn and New York, like with a hot dog hawker, and just like make hot dogs for like people in like bars, like late at night and everything like that. But this was always just a dream of mine to have a brick and mortar, have like a place that reminded me of when I was a kid. Like, you know, video game, eventually comics, records and all that stuff. Just by chance, we happened upon this spot, and it's a dream come true. I love hot dogs. Anywhere I go, I'll always eat a hot dog. I even eat a water dog, you know, in Penn Station. Everything is just has to be right. Like we have like fresh pickles, neon relish, and that's very specific for the Chicago dog. And all the hot dogs are steamed instead of grilled. So that way they don't lose any of the juice, they don't dry out, they don't get too salty, and they plump when you cook them. And then it goes the neon relish. Pretty much what happens after that is you put the tomatoes in there too. Then you have a fresh pickle, dill pickle. We use a little bit of a half sours, so that has a little bit more freshness to it, a little bit more crunch. Just add some sport peppers right on time for the spice, and some celery salt.
How spicy are those peppers?
They're not too spicy at all. They're gonna be like, the best way to describe them are like small pickled jalapenos. And this is a Chicago dog. I think a good rule of thumb is you should always watch your hot dog being made, and you should eat it by yourself as quickly as possible.
Good old Vienna beef from Chicago. I actually liked how he said that they make the poppy seed buns here. Like they don't even want to ship them in from Chicago.
got that big snap and they keep the flavor inside, and I definitely noticed that. Of all the hot dogs we had today, I have to say that this actual hot dog had the most flavor to it.
In Chicago, you don't have hot dog like carts and stuff like that you go to.
Yeah.
There's places. They're like this. They're counter service places, and there's a lot of them, and a lot of really famous ones.
It's not really a street food in Chicago like it is in New York.
It's not a street food. No.
Okay.
Imagine trying to eat this on the street.
That's a good point. This is tough enough to eat just sitting like this. We are transporting you back to the Midwest. Here you go.
No, thank you. I'm looking forward to this. Eating something like this, it's like a special occasion thing. It doesn't have to be, but there's just so much stuff going on, and the celery salt for me is what does it. I don't know if you've tasted the celery salt when you're eating it.
Yeah.
I think my baby's happy right now.
You're not her baby anymore, John.
I know, I lost that right. We had a hot dog cart on the side of Central Park. Then we had a Venezuelan hot dog spot in a bar that stays open till 4 a.m. And then we have this spot, which I think kids would love. If you didn't find something that you could eat in this video, I'd be surprised.
Midtown Manhattan is known as a food wasteland, but it doesn't have to be. Today, I'm gonna take you to 5 cheap eat spots that are actually good. So whether you're a local or visiting, take some notes. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Normally, I need a co-host for a video like this. It's a lot of food. Ben, you hungry?
Let's see. Food. I'm in.
One cheese, one margarita, please. Thank you. You've got some big slices of pizza, folks. I mean, this is your first slice in New York City. I think absolutely an amazing idea. You just fold it, big bite, crispy, thin, so much cheese, so much flavor. For $4, it's an expensive slice, but it's gonna fill you up. It's a big New York slice. People are always saying that Joe's Pizza is a spot you have to go to in New York to get that Ninja Turtle slice, that classic New York slice. I tell them I prefer Pizza Suprema. Location, absolutely amazing. If you're going to a concert at the Garden, across the street, Moynihan Train Hall, we did a cool video about that. And I know you're in love with the margarita slice here.
Very much so. What is not to love? It's simple, it's beautiful, it's delicious, it smells good. I want to take a bite. Just gets me every time. My girlfriend actually, whenever she visits from Virginia, she hops out of the Amtrak from the station right across. We go right here. So it'd be like our first kind of like date in New York. Pizza for your first date in like New York City. How symbolic.
Romantic place, Pizza Suprema, who would have thought? Oh, let's do deluxe, it's fine. We were here one of the first days this opened, and there was a line down the block. It's so weird seeing this place so empty. Best fast food in Manhattan, you agree?
Best fast food in the Philippines for sure.
Best fast food in the Philippines for sure. Jollibee is no ordinary fast food chain. Jollibee is like a religion in the Philippines. There's only 2 of these in the entire state, so this fast food spot is pretty tough to find anywhere in the US, let alone right near Times Square. I imagine Italians hate this, but Filipinos love it. It has a certain sweetness to the taste, and I'm gonna take a bite. Temper your expectations for typical Italian spaghetti. Think of something sweeter, tangier, with carrot pieces cut in, and you have the Jolly spaghetti. And I like it. Now, I wouldn't compare it to Italian food, but I think for the price for $5, if you're in a rush, Jollibee is one of the most unique fast food chains you're gonna find anywhere. Going to Jollibee, I think, definitely checks off the adventure box, and the Jolly spaghetti is always something that I go for.
Yeah, my first job ever in the United States of America was at Jollibee. Jollibee chicken sandwich. This is very new. They definitely did not have this when I was working there. Every bite reminds me of my childhood. Chick-fil-A, you better watch out because there's a new chicken sandwich in town. Your Jollibee experience wouldn't be complete without their classic pineapple juice. You know, I used to make this in the back of the store. I think the Jollibee store in Virginia went bankrupt ever since I quit.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I also pumped the gravy, deep fried the fries, not the chicken, because they didn't trust me enough for that.
The fake monks are back in action. Times Square heating up again. Gracias. We get 3 adobada tacos, please. Con todo. Always con todo. I have never seen this place empty after a dozen visits, ever. Get ready. Los Tacos #1 is the only spot in Manhattan that Adriana, my wife, loves going to as somebody who's Mexican and she knows good Mexican food. We got the adobada tacos, marinated pork, cilantro, guacamole, pineapple. Pure perfection, in my opinion, as far as the Manhattan taco scene is concerned, and a block from Times Square. Could it get any better for you? I don't know. The pork is like just the right amount of spicy, just the right amount of kick to it.
It's very strong, it's very rich, the flavor is just there. Definitely not what you would expect from a taco, you know, out here in the East Coast, I guess, but...
No, definitely not. What's the verdict? I think it means he liked it. The naked cowboys are multiplying right in front of our eyes. Yeah, 2 of the short ribs.
All right. So you want to place it in to go?
Yeah, to go. Moment of truth. The handoff. Thank you. Special thanks to Anna, one of my Patreon members, for tipping me off to this place. Technically, we crossed over into Hell's Kitchen. This is about a 15-minute walk from Times Square. It's a little bit outside the Midtown boundaries, but I think it's worth the hike. Braised short rib with gravy and potatoes. Look at that heat just coming out of it. This is so good. Oh, I want to repeat that first bite over and over again. That feeling, oh my God, that's good. The meat is so tender and juicy. Awkward. The meat is just collapsing out of this. It's almost too much meat. This may be a contender for my favorite thing in this video, and I didn't think I would say that. This actually might be my favorite thing we've had today. Ben, I can't wait to see what you've got to say.
I'm gonna try it a bit differently than John. Same flavor, just different kick. When I say different kick, I meant like there's definitely a kick there. I like the hot sauce a lot. It doesn't take a lot from the flavor. It just adds the perfect kind of zing to it. It's crunchy, it's tasty, it's juicy. This is what they eat in Colombia?
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to book my ticket ASAP. You'll be dancing to Shakira after a bite of this. I don't know. My hip's definitely alive.
Today we're going to show you some of the best cheap eats in the Village, an area that is absolutely well known for having some of the best budget bites in New York City. And we've got a special guest today, a rapper and a producer from New York.
What up, Uncommon Nasa here. Really, I consider myself raised in Manhattan, been coming out here for 20 years. I know a thing or two about some cheap eats out here, so.
You hungry?
Starving.
Let's do this, let's do this. I get the falafel, pita, the both, the harissa, and the green.
Yes.
That's it, just 3 of those, yeah. Right here, thank you so much. All right. I had a friend of mine say that this is the absolute best falafel in New York City. $8.95 barely qualifies as cheap eats. We're keeping it under $10. 2 different types of chickpea, and there's a lot going on in here. I think this is gonna be really, really tasty. Let's do it, let's try this. It's fantastic.
I like how there's the different color. You see the 2 different color chickpeas. Right there.
We got a mix of the falafels here. We got the harissa, which is orange, and then the more common one in New York, the green, as you can see right there. So it's up to you. You can get either or. We decided to do both to really compare the flavors.
Having this harissa for the first time, I would probably get a full falafel of that from here the next time I go, because I do like that spice. I've never had a spicy falafel, you know, without just putting hot sauce on it. Like, this is cool to have a spicy falafel like this.
All we do is eat meat on this channel, so to show you something that I would actually consider on the healthier side, also fun, healthy, and I guess relatively cheap.
Relatively cheap for this area.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want to cut it in half.
You've been involved in the hip-hop industry for, you said, over 20 years now. How are things changing in New York City at the moment?
Things have changed a lot. One of the things that I noticed on when I walk around Manhattan, especially this area, because I had a lot of my hip-hop moments here in the Village. A lot of venues are gone. A lot of people have changed, you know what I mean? Like, people would get up in Washington Square and out at 6th Avenue where Fat Beach used to be. These were epic places where people would gather and freestyle and cypher and talk about hip-hop and do that thing. Age 16 to 25 and beyond, like, I would come out here and shop for records and get cheap eats. Back in the days when Pluck U was still a thing.
I have not seen McDougal Street here in Greenwich Village this crowded in over a year. What a positive sign for the reopening.
Yeah, so just one?
One classic sandwich.
One classic to go, yeah?
You want a spicy, medium, or not spicy?
Medium.
This is how we make you guys hungry. We do this intentionally. $5. I'm shocked they haven't raised their prices over the years. You?
Yeah, I mean, it's word of mouth advertising. It's got to be.
Easily one of the most famous places on McDougal Street, which was hopping. I'm happy to see the Village coming back to life. We're in the heart of Greenwich Village. Let's try. You ever tried this before?
I have not tried this before.
This one's my call, so we'll see if he likes it.
It's tangy.
Tangy. It's just like I remember it.
I thought,
Yeah,
real sweet.
Two different types of pork, and then we're really tasting those pickled carrots. I like the hard roll a lot too. You know, is this the best banh mi sandwich in New York that I've had? No. Is it one of the best deals for the Village? Heck yes. Oh, thank you. Should bring her on the video. Do you think that New York has shaped rappers that have come out of here? Is there something different about a rapper out of New York that you wouldn't find from, I don't know, LA or anywhere else?
Because hip-hop is from here, there's a certain respect for hip-hop that I think is true anywhere, no matter where you're from, but in New York, it's really embedded in you. You know, you don't have to, like, go out of your way to have respect for hip-hop. It's part of who you are growing up here. Like, you have that.
If you want to see where the birthplace of hip-hop was, check out our Bronx video. We actually covered it. To say, of all the neighborhoods in New York City, the Village has by far taken the most advantage of outdoor seating. It's really something else around here. I'll do one of the Oreo rings.
All right. Do you want to do half a dozen or in a bag?
No, just guys have one.
You want a bag?
Does anyone ever just order one, or it's always half a dozen? I have to say, this place looks so cool. It's like we're in our own little donut fantasy world.
The original Donut Pub on 14th is like authentically old school New York. They did not have the famed red velvet glaze today. You got Brooklyn cream.
I did Oreo. I mean, I'm getting a little fancy here, but I love cookies and cream ice cream, so I went with this.
Donut Pub is like, if you're from the 80s and you remember what Dunkin' Donuts used to be like when they made donuts, this is what Donut Pub is. Everything is fresh. All they do here is donuts. The coffee and everything else is kind of secondary. It's about the donut.
I've never had a donut with little pieces of Oreo on top before. It's more something I think of with ice cream, but it works perfectly for me. I mean, I love this.
See how frothy that is? That's special right there.
Wow.
That's low key.
$2.50, little donut heaven here. And I like what you said. A place that specializes in the donut, not the coffee, not the other stuff.
Yeah.
And we're the only ones even sitting here. Like, just, we show them, like, look at this little counter here. I like that setup.
Super clean. It's almost like this place is like a tribute to the original. So like, I used to go to the original all the time. I actually shot part of a video on the old donut pub.
And I think it's great that we're eating dessert in the middle. We're eating dessert before like 2 more dinners coming up. I don't know how I do this sometimes. It's a really tough job. It's a really tough job I got.
I feel for you, man. I feel, you know, we're all hoping that you pull through this.
We're hoping. 50-50. You know what's funny? I walked by this place like 100 times. I never actually ordered here in like 10 years.
This is a spot for the rando less than $10 sandwich. This is good stuff.
It's just literally a hole in the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it actually is. It's just a hole like in the wall right here on this street. My favorite is this chicken schnitzel, which is really kind of just a chicken cutlet. You can see what the full sandwich looks like.
Yes,
you know,
we split it in half. Yeah,
pretty gigantic for $9. You could save half and eat the other half. I get this for lunch a lot. Chipotle mayo, you know, is basic. It's basic, but it's delicious basic.
And I'm just impressed by the amount of chicken you get. And I thought they'd be skimping us here, but no. It's a decent amount of chicken if you consider it $4.50 each. You've tried it? Never tried this? Let's see what it's all about. Here we go.
First bite.
Really solid. I like the spicy chipotle kind of mayo, pepper.
Yeah.
Adds a little kick to it. Just a really well put together sandwich.
The breading has like a layer of flavor too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what kind of breadcrumbs they're using or if they're adding some more spice, but there's definitely something else going on in the breadcrumb itself.
There's something there. I would say especially if you live in the area and you want a quick sandwich to go, even something to maybe split with a roommate or a significant other. This is a lot. I don't know how we're still eating this much.
But we did a lot of walking.
That's the key in New York.
You gotta get your steps in, man. You get your steps in, you can eat like this all you want. I actually have a new album coming out. It's called Only Child. It'll be out on August 6th. A couple singles are out right now. You can go to Spotify and check them out.
Guys, check out Nassau's links in the description and tell me in the comments which one of these cheap eat spots you most want to visit. Check out our other food playlist, link right here. Hope you enjoyed watching. Till next time. Members of the barrio, today we're going on a Mexican food crawl in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. We're eating the classics like tacos, tortas, gorditas, and even something crazy, birria pizza. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
My name's Armando and I've lived in Sunset Park for about 18 years now.
I don't think New York City gets enough credit for its Mexican food scene. Do you think things are changing here?
I mean, I feel the same way. I don't feel like Mexican food gets a lot of recognition, but out here in Sunset Park, like, it's one of the biggest places in New York that has a lot of Mexican or Spanish culture in general. If you go to Astoria, the guy will probably know you from you coming back.
It's a neighborhood that still retains its local charm, local flavor. It's like sensory overload with all these signs everywhere. I love it. I love this place already.
You know the food is good when you go in the back and you have to order the food, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You had one norteña, yeah. This is Mexican Coke from Mexico. This isn't the one that they manufacture in the US.
In every Mexican household, when they're about to have dinner or anything like that, they always have a Coke on the side. Your mom will send you to go get a Coke, you know, like, oh, vete por la coca.
I love it. Just comes right out of a little hole in the wall. 2 different types of cheese, 2 different types of meat, veggies. There's a lot going on in just half of this.
Every torta, you gotta have the chiles in there. Some be spicy, some aren't. The bread, right? Very crunchy.
I love how toasted it is. Like, this is the first thing that I actually noticed, like how creamy cheese was, and then you have like 2 different layers of meat. This is absolutely delicious.
If I didn't know we have more stops, I would probably order one for myself.
Like, how does it compare to tortas you've had in Mexico?
It's very similar, like, same, I would say. It's really authentic, really good.
That torta was buzzing.
We filmed 2 different episodes on the other side of Sunset Park in Brooklyn's Chinatown, which is also a really underrated spot.
I guess people don't really be exploring so much, or they're used to staying for what they know, right?
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked that nobody has ever made a video about the food of this side of Sunset Park.
Remember you were asking me about the tortillas, the make them?
Oh yeah?
Right here, the tortilleria.
They're warm still. That's the way we buy them in Mexico, warm.
There's not a lot of places out here that make the tortillas like that, like a tortilleria. So, be like, let's go to 512. Let's go get some gorditas.
Let's go to 512.
I told you I don't know the name.
You don't know the name, it's just called 512.
Yeah.
This is the most inconspicuous spot in Brooklyn as far as I'm concerned. I really want to get inside.
At night it gets more...
It's hopping?
Yeah.
How late is this place open?
¿Hasta qué hora cierran? ¿Como las 10? Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Okay. So you have a few beers, you pop in here. Estoy practicando mi español. Es su culpa. Nunca practicamos juntos y mi esposo es de México.
¿Tu mamá no está
Qué lástima.
Una empanada preparada.
Ooh. That's one of the biggest empanadas I've seen in a really long time. There's more avocado than shell there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're not cheap with it. Sometimes you pass by with your friends like, yo, let's go to 512. Just get a gordita or an empanada, you know, something to drink, and keep going on your way.
Yeah, gordita is basically, it's like if you have a tortilla, but it gets a little bit like a balloon. So you cut it in the middle and then you put food inside, like a thick tortilla.
Hence the word gordita, fat.
It's really good. It's so crunchy too. I'm sorry, this is mine.
You know, you realize that, oh, thank you. We live about 4 stops from here on the subway, so Adriana's already planning her return trip in like 2 days. She'll be here before this video even gets published, I think.
Oh my god, this looks so good.
That's how you gotta do it, big bite.
I'm never going back to Taco Bell after this.
Yeah, I don't think you should be going to Taco Bell.
Hi. Oh. And you
you.
pay these people to come here?
No, we saw you.
Atlanta from Atlanta.
Nice to meet you,
You taught me
Atlanta.
a lot.
Atlanta from Atlanta.
Yes. Take care.
It'd be funny if it was from like Houston or something.
This ice cream place is actually well known too.
Nieves Tia Mimi?
Yeah.
This is it.
This is she's making the tortillas. So every tortilla that they use for the dishes, they make it themselves.
¿Cuál está el mejor?
Todo se vende muy bien.
¿Todo?
Todo es hecho fresco todos los días. Arroz, frijoles, se ponen a hervir, todo fresco.
Everything is made on the same day. It's not like they don't save for anything. You know?
I love like local spots like this. I don't need frills. I don't need reservations. I just want to pop in here. How did you do that?
I don't know. Every Mexican, I guess, knows how to open a beer, right?
You got some good tricks.
Mexicans can open a bottle with anything.
Thin sliced beef. Let's do this.
And the tortilla is like nice and fluffy, right? Like soft.
This is a real deal right here. Now this is the real deal. And it's connected to a fruit stand. I think you're probably more likely, if you didn't know any better, to pick up, I don't know, a banana or a peach than to get some amazing tacos, unless you peeked your head inside.
Our ultimate goal was to bring something new and funky to our neighborhood. This is where we grew up. This is, you know, where we spend most of our time.
How'd you come up with this birria pizza idea? I think it's amazing.
One customer came in and he asked us, hey, do you guys have, he said he had a large party. He said, hey, do you mind doing it in a pizza form? We took a picture of it, we posted it on Instagram, and everybody just started
And it took off from there.
Yeah, everybody just started asking for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the favorite thing in the world Adriana and I order from our apartment, birria pizza. Beef inside, shredded cheese, onion, cilantro. It doesn't have tomato sauce or any other major attributes of pizza outside of the shape. We're gonna pop your birria pizza cherry. Ready? We're gonna dip this in. It's taking a little bath. Oh yeah, look at that.
I never really had one of these.
Vamos? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. That right there, right?
Speechless. I'm speechless.
Yeah, that was good.
Because you're dipping the meat in its own juices.
Yeah,
Pizza is a true guilty pleasure food. You've had a rough week. It's Friday night. Order yourself a birria pizza. No matter how bad your problems are, there's nothing that a birria pizza couldn't do to solve it. Because there's some people that will be more comfortable here, and the food here is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's also really stylized. Like this, it's really, I mean, the perfect word's like Instagrammable.
Yeah.
Versus the spots that were more holes in the wall, but they felt more local and authentic. You can really find like whatever you want in this neighborhood.
I'm just gonna probably go home and sleep. Nah, it's Friday. Gotta get it going.